Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Nintendo Select podcast. I'm your host, BoTalksGames, joined as always by the pyroclasmic slooch slinging Tucker Hazel.
You got a little alliteration going on there. We're stepping up our game here on the Nintendo Select podcast.
I gotta think of
adding some
a better
alliteration.
nickname. A better nickname every week.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tucker?
Well, you've been doing backlog bantering for most of the podcast now, and that's fine. It's a good placeholder. But I think, maybe we can solicit some input from the community. Be like, what adjectives should we throw onto Tucker here? And so we'll see what sticks. I like the idea of oh, absolutely. Well, that's just a given.
Absolutely.
That's just a fact. That's a fact of life, baby. But I'm doing great. I just came back from a vacation, and it was nice. And the only thing I did that I usually do in my day-to-day life is play video games, and it was only Pikmin 4, and it was amazing. But otherwise, I was driving and talking to old people and like going outside. I swam. Oh, I was eating food. Oh,
you swam? You don't like swimming?
But I did manage to play 22 hours of Pikmin 4 while on my vacation. So that's, something's going right in my life when that's happening.
Yeah, my week was pretty similar. I was,
No, I like swimming. I'm a video game player, so it's a little joke, like going outside.
Yeah, you don't like touching water, grass, take a bath.
No, not grass.
Definitely not grass.
Okay.
Yeah, my week was pretty similar. Not in that I was on vacation with talking to old people, but all I did was play Pikmin 4, dude. And we will be going very in depth with Pikmin 4 later, and also just making a lot of videos. I got a new Mac, so I've been trying to up my editing game here.
A lot of videos and you have. Oh, I've been watching the new BoTalksGames videos. You got your little subtitles at the beginning. Top.
I've been actually cutting stuff down, cutting out the ums and the ums. So
what you might want to do, and I don't know how much you're into this, but like an editing technique that like people who love editing do is like putting little flourishes and like little sound effects when you like swap to the next frame, or like it has a little funny animation or something that could make it feel more high production value. But I also find those kind of annoying.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if you ever watched Lockston, but Lockston likes to do a lot of little sound effects and like bleeps and bloops when things move around, and he's got his little guy like doing tons of movement. I'm like, calm down.
A lot of people get a little overboard with it, I think. You got it. Like, you can edit it enough to the point where it's like, oh, if this feels like they put a lot of effort into it, but also it gets annoying at a certain point. So I got to find that balance. But also, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years with basically doing no real editing. So I'm very comfortable with Premiere and like doing the basic stuff like keyframes and all that, but I don't really use them. So I'm just kind of like relearning all the waters and just figuring stuff out as I go, especially now that this is my first time using Mac OS, which in terms of speed has been an absolute lifesaver.
Yeah, you were saying beforehand that instead of exporting NS taking 4 hours, it takes 20 minutes, which is such an insane increase.
Dude, okay, well here's where it really got me, right? Because my old computer was just really getting slow. It's been like 5 years since I got built it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Normally I would make a video, I would export it, like a 15-minute video. I'd export it, and then while it was exporting, I would make the thumbnail. Now that shit's exported by the time I'm even just like grabbing like a PNG of Capcom code or whatever. Like, it's done. I'm like, oh shit. So
unfortunately, I have a laptop and I do everything for my YouTube on my laptop. And I don't know if I have too much interest in getting a PC. I mean, I have an old PC right here that doesn't work anymore, but my laptop is fine, but it does have sometimes things will take 5 hours to export if it's a long, like hour and a half video thing. But also, it like shits itself if I am running two like really CPU intensive programs at once. So I can't export a video and edit a thumbnail at the same time. It would absolutely shit itself if I tried to do that. So you were already in a better place than I was. But also that was a PC, like a actual PC, not a laptop. So I might need an upgrade soon. I don't have the money for that right now.
It's very expensive. It's a lot of money.
Think about it.
But yeah, it was getting to the point where like I would drag just like a 2-minute trailer for some video game into Premiere, and it would just like freeze Premiere for like 10 minutes, and I was just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Had enough. My computer was pretty good when I built it back in like 2019, but whatever. It's that Apple Silicon or whatever. I don't know specs or there's some new chips they do that they have some specific like video editing or like encoding shit in the chip.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
They put a little bit of video encoding juice.
Give it a little smooch on the chip before they put it in there.
Yeah, that helps it just export so much faster because it feels loved. It wants to work a little harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
This is weird. We don't know how computers work. We don't.
No, I've never been.
I believe there's like little metal bits that like connect to one another.
Have you like?
Correct.
Because I built my old PC. There's a bug flying in my face. I built my old PC and like, it was easy. But looking at the motherboard and all like the little circuits and stuff, what's going on?
Yeah,
these
dude,
people,
I have no idea.
This is some witchcraft, actually. I think
they turn like metal that you mine from the ground into like something that I can see you with a video camera from like thousands of miles away. That's fucking. I was thinking about that.
We learned this week that aliens are real, Tucker. So maybe they had a hand in this.
I only saw like one offhanded guy. Because Bo, believe it or not, I've not been doing much Twitter because I've been like doing like actual things with like people. My bad. My fucking bad. I'm sorry, Elon.
Did you hear about? Apparently, they just hostilely took over the @X Twitter account. Like some random guy had it, and they just took it from him.
Oh, really?
They didn't even pay him for it.
Oh, I wonder if there's like. There's basically no way to find
apparently,
what if there's like a unique message that shows up on only his screen? It's like, sorry, yeah, your account has not only been terminated, but it's been in use by someone else now.
Apparently, they offered to have him come visit X headquarters instead of paying him money.
This is crazy. This is. I think this might be one of the worst brand recognition moves that has ever happened in the history of humanity.
Here's the thing. I don't really like Elon, whatever, but people were really bandwagon hating him for a while. It wasn't until like the past month that I was like, oh, but honestly, when he first took over Twitter, it wasn't really that bad. He wasn't really changing anything.
No, not much changed.
But
there was like small things.
In the past month, I don't know what's going on. It was starting with the daily limit cap or whatever, which to be fair, he got rid of. And then now it's pushing it quickly,
which also just proves that he doesn't know what he's talking about, because he said that it was going to be like really good for the website, and then it wasn't, and then they just went back and nothing's changed. It's like it wasn't better. Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
I think his strategy is like to cause controversy so people talk about it and it's on the news. But the more you do that, the more people are actually just going to stop using it. I've definitely been using it less recently.
Oh, there's breaking news.
Breaking news?
Final Fantasy 14 come to Xbox.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually a big deal.
Just Phil Spencer announced on the stage at the Final Fantasy fan show. This is, of course, a Final Fantasy fan podcast. Yes. I don't even know what Nintendo is. We only talk about Final Fantasy.
That's a big deal because, I mean, Final Fantasy 14 came out in 2000. Well, A Realm Reborn came out in 2013, and people have been asking for an Xbox version for 10 years now. They also announced a new expansion today. Comes out next summer, so I have a year to catch up on all the expansions, Tucker.
Are you gonna do it?
I think so. You're fucking nuts. I really liked my time with A Realm Reborn. That's crazy though. I wonder if it'll have like some Game Pass benefit, maybe. Also, Square Enix just actually supporting Xbox. That's not a thing they do at all. So that's kind of cool. Huh. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you.
We'll talk about Nintendo a little bit today. How's that sound?
Yeah. Well, of course.
You okay with that?
Before we get into that, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, ask us questions in the Discord and on the community post that I post every week. We're recording a day late this week because Tucker is a little sicko, traveling abroad or whatever.
Seeing family.
Yeah. A little sicko. I think next week we're recording a little bit early. So it worked out though, because there was some interesting news on I think Wednesday night and Thursday. So
yeah,
this will work out. We've talked about this, Tucker. We might end up just switching it permanently to like recording on Friday and posting on Saturday. That might make more sense overall. So we'll see how this goes. But let's go ahead and get into our quick news. So of course we're going to be talking about Pikmin 4 in depth when we get to what we're playing. But I want to talk about its launch sales because we have some data from Japan, Tucker. This game in Japan, its launch sales has beat all three previous Pikmin games combined. It is sold over 400,000 copies in Japan in its first week.
Yeah.
For context, the original Pikmin sold 100,000 in its first week. Pikmin 2 sold 160,000, and Pikmin 3 sold 92,000. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe was its best at 171,000. So Pikmin 4 doubled that handedly, and I'll be very excited to see how it's selling in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
More context, that is more than Final Fantasy 16 sold in its first week in Japan, which is absolutely crazy.
I heard people talking about that.
That's crazy. It's Final Fantasy, bro. So Pikmin 4 getting the love it deserves, it seems. I think we talked about this last week or maybe the week before. What do you think this game will end up at? Because
we did. That was like the last thing we talked about. We were like trying to place some estimates. I think we ended up around like 5 million. Yeah. This is, I mean, with this alone, we're already at 500,000 from Japan. Almost 500,000 from Japan. And probably by now or by like the end of this week, it'll be at 500,000 in Japan only. So you can assume that it's probably near 2 at this point worldwide.
Yeah, I'm not sure what region like caters most to Pikmin.
Yeah,
I don't.
It might be Japan.
It could,
but there's
be.
also just more people in other places. So even if like percentage-wise, I have no idea. But I also think like obviously something worked here. Whether it was the fact that they actually put a good marketing push behind this, the fact that it was for the first time in Pikmin's history in terms of a new game on a successful piece of hardware, the fact that there's been a lot of fan marketing, the fact that this is a long anticipated game, and that hype probably just spread. I mean, the information about Pikmin 4 being done, being one of those like off on the horizon Nintendo games has been pervasive on the internet since close to when Pikmin 3 came out. So I think it's just a kind of a perfect storm for this for this game to be as successful as it is, and we just hope and pray, like your video suggests, that people actually go and play this game, not only in its launch week, but going down into the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really nice to see, and it's also just nice because, granted, Splatoon broke records, then Pokemon did, and then Tears of the Kingdom I think equaled like the same records that Pokemon broke. The Switch still has it. People saying like, "Oh, the Switch is dying, bro." It's
within 1 year, it's broken all its like most of its records multiple times. Yeah, that doesn't happen. It also doesn't usually happen because like its competition is like, I don't know, Rockstar and Sony, who put out games like once in a fucking blue moon. So the fact that Nintendo is killing it right now, they are killing it.
Yeah,
and we will have a lot to say when it comes end of the year, talking about 2023 in review.
Yeah,
absolutely. Though they have a fucking Mario game on the way. This might be bigger than
I rewatched
everything in the last year combined.
I rewatched the trailer for the first time in a few weeks yesterday. Dude, that game looks so good.
It looks,
but it's just funny because like I guess being so terminally online, I was kind of picking up like I don't know. I was starting to feel like, oh, the Switch is getting a little bit older. Maybe Pikmin 4 won't sell that well. Maybe Metroid Prime won't sell as well as it would have if it released. But it clearly doesn't matter. People are still buying Switch games like crazy. Pretty much every franchise is still breaking records. Yeah, I mean, even just last year, Forgotten Land. So Pikmin 4 getting the love it absolutely deserves. Incredible game. We will be talking about it in very, very much depth in a little bit here.
Yeah.
This was a nice little surprise, Tucker. Kind of low-key came at bad timing because I'm playing Pikmin 4 still. But Nintendo shadow dropped the Oracle games on Switch Online the other day.
They did.
They are available now. You can play them. Just kind of out of nowhere. I was thinking, it was on Tuesday, I was thinking like, it's been like a few weeks since we got a Switch Online drop. Wonder where it's gonna be, and then they just dropped these available now.
Major games.
2 pretty major games. Some of the last games that they announced in that initial lineup, I believe, of Game Boy and Game Boy Color. I think there's a couple more.
Yeah.
I'm a Game Boy Advance as well, but are you planning on checking these out? I know I would like to
eventually. Yeah, it's a high priority for me. I mean, when I think about the Zelda games that I still want to give a chance, obviously I did recently play through the original Legend of Zelda, which gives me a nice foundation, especially going into some of these other early 2D ones. But I'd like to give Zelda 2 a try, but my real the game that I really want to give an actual focus at some point relatively soon, although end of the year 2023 is going to be so busy, I don't think I'll be able to like do much catching up, is Majora's Mask. I've never played even a minute second of Majora's Mask. And I feel like that's a game that would really, really appeal to me. So that's on Switch Online, which is obviously where I would play it. So that's my first try.
Play it on 3DS. Play it on 3DS.
What? I can't imagine Majora's Mask 3D is cheap.
I'm not sure, but it's. I know some people have an issue with the changes they made to Majora's Mask 3D. That's where I played it primarily. They made it easier.
Oh,
but
I mean, like $45-$50. I mean, it's not like it's not prohibitively
the quality
expensive,
of life stuff they add to it, dude.
Yeah.
I think as a newcomer to the Zelda franchise, or not even a newcomer, but like as someone who has not played that game before and has not played a lot of these older Zelda games, you don't finish. You have not played Zelda games, Tucker. I recommend Majora's Mask 3D instead.
God damn it. I'll think about it. I'm leaning towards no, especially because I have access to the video game. It is just a matter of like relatively small potatoes.
It's fair.
Yeah.
But
Majora's Mask and then Wind Waker. Yeah, Oracle games are kind of low priority for me. But it's so good to have them on there, and it's absolutely where I will play them when I get around to them.
Yeah, these are some of the last Zelda games I haven't finished. I haven't finished these. I've never finished Twilight Princess, though I have played a lot of it.
You're really a fake fan when you break it down. You don't finish Zelda games.
And
buddy.
I haven't finished Four Swords Adventures. Those are the only Zelda games. Oh, and I also haven't. I played a lot of Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks as a kid, but I never finished them. So there's still like
Triforce Heroes.
Oh yeah, I love Triforce Heroes.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about Triforce Heroes. No, we were talking about Federation Force. Us playing Federation Force.
Yes.
I think. Is that game 4-player? Federation Force? I assume. I wouldn't know.
I know Caleb wants to play it also. So
yeah, I know. We talked about that.
Yeah, get a little group play. Yeah.
Well, first we got a co-op adventure, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Yes.
That comes first. That gets high priority.
But yeah, great to see these finally come over, and I'll be curious to see what the next slate of Game Boy and Game Boy Color stuff is coming, probably in the September Direct.
Yeah, because I think as you mentioned, I think these are the last.
There's a couple more things. I know Golden Sun still hasn't come out.
Sure. That's Game Boy Advance. I'm thinking Game Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait. Pokemon trading card game.
Sure. Yeah, I think
wasn't that announced.
Yeah, that was
announced. That was part of that lineup. Yeah, and then we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, but we're getting.
I'm such a fucking nerd. The fact that I can offhandedly mention which Game Boy games are not on Game Boy Online, and is that healthy?
It's the fact that the answer is Pokemon trading card game, and that you know that.
Yeah, and the fact that I know that.
If it was, I remember before this, if it was just like, oh, the Oracle games aren't on Switch Online yet, that'd be one thing.
Yeah.
But
also add Balloon Kid, add Wave Race, add Alleyway, add Golf, add fucking Tetris, you scumbags.
Tetris Deluxe. That was my Tetris. That was my Tetris as a kid.
Yeah, come on. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Capcom revealed some numbers for their top selling franchises, their top 5 selling franchises. I just thought it was interesting. Number 1 is Resident Evil.
We're big Capcom boys here.
We are big Capcom boys.
Yeah,
which is something
and we're only becoming more and more Capcom.
I was not a Capcom boy when I was a kid, but in the past, since I was probably around Resident Evil 7, really, since this renaissance of Capcom, I've become Capcom pilled. So number
the RE engine era.
Yes, RE engine, it's goated. Number 1 is Resident Evil at 146 million units across all of its games. Number 2 is Monster Hunter at 94 million units. Number 3 is Street Fighter at 52 million. Mega Man at 40 million. And then Devil May Cry at 29 million. Kind of surprised to see Devil May Cry there, considering it only has 5 games, to be honest. I guess 6, including DMC. Devil May Cry, which I do want to play. I feel people hate on that game. I feel like I would like it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
My friend actually just played through DMC 1 and 2. He told me that 2 is only 4 hours long. Also, apparently the game's not very good.
Oh, I don't think the first... here's the thing. I think Devil May Cry 1 is like a 90-something on Metacritic. It's something like that. I hated both of those games.
1 and 2?
Yeah, and I played a little bit of 3, and it was definitely better, but then I just...
Now, look, we had people mad at us for not liking Halo last time, and now people are getting mad at us for not liking Devil May Cry.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I like the vibes of Devil May Cry, but you take the tank controls of those, like RE Remake and all that, and then you put it in like what is supposed to be a high-paced action game. Not great.
DMC has tank controls?
Oh, not tank controls, just like the set camera angle.
Oh, and like okay, but that makes a little more sense for like divided areas. But I understand that being a problem. I am not a fan of fixed camera angle games. Just period. I tried Onimusha earlier, and I was like, well,
oh, you didn't like it? Damn.
I only played a little bit. I can thoughts on.
I can look past a fixed camera angle, but I feel like for an action game like that, I don't want.
Sure,
but I respect it. It's just not really for me, I guess. But I'm sure I played a little bit of 5 also. I mean, that was just night and day. Easily the most fun I had with any of them. But I need to go back and finish that. Also 4, I assume, is good. But yeah, surprised to see Devil May Cry on there. Also Mega Man 40 million. And then just the gap between number 2 is Monster Hunter at 94, and then Street Fighter at 52. So there's a pretty hefty gap in between.
Did she really just knock shit down again?
Your cat hates you, Tucker.
What the fuck is wrong with this cat? She doesn't get anything done up there. She just knocks shit down and runs away. What the fuck's your problem? She knocked down the bone and the Pokeball Plus.
Pokeball, yeah, the Pokemon Go Plus.
No, the Pokeball Plus, the controller, which I played all of Let's Go Pikachu with.
It's not comfortable,
and I loved it. I loved it. It is. It's awesome.
My hands are too big, I guess. I took off the strap because the strap was getting in the way. It was annoying.
Oh, yeah, it's still on there for me.
Yeah,
because I'm not taking it anywhere though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut it off.
Capcom.
It's too late. It's too late. If I was going to cut it off, I should have cut it off when I was going to use it in 2019.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter.
Now it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Or 2018, I guess.
Capcom also revealed in some financial learnings thing that they will be releasing a game by March that will sell millions, which is
Pragmata, baby. Let's go.
No. It's Monster Hunter. It's Monster Hunter.
Wait, by March?
I think so.
Monster Hunter's gonna be early next year. Ooh.
I mean, what else?
Fun.
What else could it be? I mean, I guess Dragon's Dogma could be. Well, no, I think they said it was an unannounced game. Yeah. So Dragon Dogma was announced. Pragmata was announced. So it pretty much has to be a Monster. I mean, it could be something else, but
no.
I think what I've been saying. I mean, this isn't Nintendo news, by the way. Don't get it twisted. But if Monster Hunter's announced at TGS in September and then comes out in March or January, I think that's totally plausible.
Yeah,
so
that's a 5-month marketing cycle. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we will be giving it a shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Capcom boys, we are.
Yeah, I mean, I played Monster Hunter World and I loved it. So,
you think how many copies do you think Kunusugami Path of Goddess is going to sell?
How many copies is it going to sell?
Oh, it's on Game Pass, so it's already kneecapped.
Yeah, it's not going to sell, dude. Exo Primal hit a million play. Dude, that's so bad. It's so bad. You're on Game Pass, and for those who don't know, Exo Primal, our beloved, hit a million players last week. Yeah. Which, considering it's on Game Pass, it's pretty fucking horrible.
It's really bad. Oh my god.
Oh, my beloved Exo Primal. Splatoon 3 had a new Splatfest announced. I know neither of us are really interested. But the theme is money versus fame versus love, starting on August 11th. I just thought it was funny. I know you're not a One Piece boy yet, Tucker. We'll make one of you in due time.
No. Oh, God.
But
please, no.
One of, like, the iconic quotes is the very opening of the anime and the manga is Goldie Roger saying, or, like, this, I don't know what it is exactly, but they're like, wealth, fame, power. This should have been a One Piece tie-in Splatfest, especially to tie in with the One Piece live action show starting this month.
That's a great point.
Or in August.
Yeah.
I don't know. I refuse to believe this was a coincidence, to be honest. I feel like maybe plans fell through or something. They're like, okay, well, let's just do money, fame, and love.
What is most important in life?
Money, fame, or love, Tucker? What team are you on?
God. Have you ever thought about being famous? Like, would you like that? Because
I think I would hate it.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
I want to be like YouTuber, like 50K subs famous. Sure. And then I will get recognized once a year, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to be... I watched a podcast for Mr. Beast. He was like, I don't even like leaving my warehouse anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Because he just gets attacked.
Yeah. I don't think I could do fame. I'd like to have more money than I have now. Which I think I
may choose money over love. I don't need people, Tucker.
Bo, that's why we host the Nintendo Select podcast. It's for the money.
Yeah,
that's why we do this.
Well, the like $2 in ad revenue I've made since we started.
I doubt even that. I doubt $2. I mean, total, this show's probably gotten maybe 2,000 views.
No, I was looking through my videos last night, and the podcast is easily the worst performing thing on the channel, which makes sense because it's a 3-hour podcast. But it gets like 400 views. But the second episode where we gave our thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom actually has like 2,000 views. That one might have
like the one outlier.
That one might have made like a good $10 bill or something. I'm not sure though.
For 2,000 views? $10 for 2,000 views?
Well, it depends on the watch duration. And the watch duration of podcasts, like it's like people watch these for like on average like 20 minutes per view.
I thought it was view. Is it watch time?
Yeah, it's watch time.
Do they pay? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Turns out I've just been raking it in while not giving you anything.
If you made $10, actually, honestly, if you made like $100 off this, I wouldn't ask for anything. Like I'm like, okay, whatever. Like fucking.
I'll give you your payout. It's like 10 cents.
Yeah, at this point, exactly. I've never even thought once about how much money we make from this.
We had some more Switch 2 talk this week. Tucker.
Oh, joy!
I didn't make a video on it because I don't know. It doesn't seem that reasonable to me. But there is a Japanese chip manufacturing company, or they manufacture parts for new consoles. This is PixArt. Apparently, they have worked with Nintendo in the past, working on their previous consoles. During their latest financial reports, PixArt confirmed that they are working on manufacturing parts for a, quote, new console from a Japanese company, end quote, set to be released in early 2024. The Japanese company in question, quote, has not launched a new system in years. And based on the fact that Pixar has provided parts for other Nintendo systems in the past, including the Switch itself, it's a pretty safe bet that Nintendo is the company that Pixar is working with. So I've seen a lot of people running with this, and it's fair to speculate based on this.
This is pretty meaty.
This is pretty meaty, especially saying the Japanese company in question has not launched a new system in years. However, counterpoint, because people are saying, "Oh, that means it can't be Sony because the PS5 just came out in 2020." The Switch OLED is more recent than that.
That's true.
Nintendo has released hardware more recently than Sony. So if anything, I would say this indicates that it's the PS5 Slim that is rumored.
Yeah.
It's possible that it's Nintendo and that the Switch 2 is coming out in March, but I've seen a lot of people taking this as like, oh, it's confirmed Switch 2 early next year. It's like,
well, that's actually very interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't think of it that way. Like, because also this is so vague that you don't know necessarily what this means, because you're right. Excuse me, you're right that the Switch OLED is newer, but that's obviously not a new.
But it's a new thing they had to manufacture.
Yeah, I don't know how different of chips the Switch OLED has in comparison.
It's just the screen,
because it's and like
the dock has an Ethernet
in the back and all that. But like,
yeah.
Actually, a lot of the like physical stuff with the OLED is different. Like the vents on the top are different, and the cartridge slot is a little bit different.
You're right, they are different. I never noticed.
And it's like, why? Okay, I'm sure change it, but like, it's not. Is this better? I don't know. Those are small things, but it is so vague that it's hard to tell what this could mean. I think this is a better sign than most things we've gotten about a potential announcement in somewhat imminent release. But you're right that Sony hasn't released a new console in years. It'll have been 3 years. That is years. That's a good amount of years. But yeah, it's just so strange. But regardless, a new console from someone is apparently coming. Like I feel like this confirms that we will have a new piece of hardware in early 2024 from some fucking company. Yeah. But also, could this technically be like goddamn Ouya or whatever? Like I don't know, some.
Yeah, I was talking about this.
Fake ass
like this Japanese could be like the SNK Mini or the Genesis Mini 3 or something. Just some random like plug and play consoles. It easily could be. Yeah. My bet is on PS5 Slim though, and that's what this actually is.
Yeah,
but it's interesting nonetheless.
And those rumors have been rampant as well.
Yeah, we'll probably know about that within the next 2 months, I imagine. Right?
God,
I think it's supposed to come out.
Give us another PlayStation Showcase, you motherfuckers.
In September, you'll get the PlayStation Showcase that shows PS5 Slim.
Dude, if we get an actual good PlayStation
Project
Showcase,
Q, which leaked last week, just completely. September? The thing is disgusting looking.
The Q light?
It's horrid.
Yeah. It's fucking disgusting, yeah.
I kind of want to get one though.
No, don't.
Here's the thing. I love my favorite thing about the Switch is just like, especially this past week, just like playing Pikmin 4 in bed before going to sleep. Yeah. If the Q Lite, however it is sliced, if the streaming works good enough, I might have to do it, because I've tried. I have a Backbone, like the little extendable controller.
Do we know the price for this piece of shit yet?
No, we don't. But I have a Backbone, which is like the thing you put on your phone, and I've tried streaming my PS5 through that. It sucks. I've tried like xCloud, and that works pretty well, but it's still not great. But yeah, if they can make the streaming better, I might consider it later this year. If it's not too expensive, it'll probably be $200 though, and that's too much.
Yeah.
That's the price of a Switch Lite, Tucker.
True.
It's a luxury item. But I guess with that, kind of a lighter, quick news week. Let's talk about what we're playing, Tucker. Now, before we talk about the Joy game,
shocker, Tanner.
Have you played?
I just called you Tanner. That's my.
Let's
roommate.
not do that. Let's not do that.
Sorry, my bad. You guys are just so similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, same interests.
Both movie nerds.
Tanner, I think, has played one video game this year.
Sure.
Maybe. And it wasn't Exoprimal, which makes me sad.
Yeah. But you watch me play a lot of Exoprimal, perhaps.
You watch play a good amount of it, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, before we play or talk about Pikmin 4, I do want to talk about, have you been playing anything else this week, Tucker? Or is this a legendary Tucker week where he didn't play 30 games?
No, I mean, I was traveling and I played 20. I somehow managed to play 22 hours of Pikmin 4.
That is impressive.
While I was on busy vacation.
Yeah.
So that is a feat within its own right. But no, I didn't play anything else. Yeah. And actually, I haven't logged any of my Pikmin 4 hours on backlog, so I'm going to do that while we're talking.
You can do that. Do that while I talk about a game I started playing last night that I don't know if I'll return to. So a few weeks back, Square Enix re-released Chocobo GP as a full
Oh,
price
that's
game
right.
on the eShop, getting rid of the microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
And then coincidentally, like a week later, PlayAsia had the physical copy on sale that has like the English and everything on the cartridge for $20. So I was like, okay, I'll buy that and then check it out. Good deal. I remember playing the free-to-play version last year when it came out and thinking, oh, this is actually pretty fun. Maybe I was just like hyped up to like play a Final Fantasy racing game. I don't know. Tucker, this game fucking sucks.
It does.
I still haven't played the Mario Kart 8 DLC, so it's been a few months since I played Mario Kart. But why is it that these companies can't make a competent kart racer?
Dude, I don't know.
It feels so bad. It just feels like you start drifting and your character just like slides around. It doesn't feel right.
Good drifting.
It's so weird.
So strange.
I mean, I don't know if I hard to develop,
but I played some Team Sonic Racing, and Team Sonic Racing is a great looking game, and it's totally solid in terms of how much content it's got, but it just doesn't feel right. And frankly, this is a very like subjective internal thing. Is like we've played Mario Kart entire lives, and Mario Kart, all things considered, the physics haven't changed that much, especially not since like Double Dash. Like they've been pretty consistent. So when we play a Mario Kart game, we know how long to hold our drifts and how tight the turn radius is going to be and all that kind of stuff. Especially because if you're like me, I have like a certain cart that I run with. Like I put a certain kind of wheels on it. I like playing a couple characters. I'm not experimenting too much with Mario Kart. But going to anything else just doesn't feel right. And frankly, I don't think I've ever had that kind of experience with many kinds of games because I'm usually able to take a game's physics and controls and like adapt to it pretty easily. I recognize that it's a different kind of thing, but I think maybe because Mario Kart is such a dominant force in the kart racing sphere, and we have, as Nintendo fans, have played so much of it over our entire lives that like just trying anything else, like no, you're not. Just reskin Mario Kart. Just someone break into Nintendo HQ, steal the source code, and reskin it, and I will play your game. But otherwise, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right.
It's just so funny because I remember when the Mario Kart 8 DLC first started coming out, and people were like, "Oh, the graphics on the maps don't look that great. Like they just put on 4 tracks."
Fucking dumb, dude.
This game actually doesn't look good. Like if you want to talk about like flat graphics and just like art direction, this game's very flat. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly they removed in terms of making a full packaged release because there's all the different kinds of currency. You unlock tickets by winning the story matches. Then there's Gil. Then there's Mithril, but I think they removed Mithril. I played for about an hour last night.
Is that the premium currency, you think?
I think so. I played for like about an hour last night, and I had enough tickets to buy Cloud from the shop, so that was cool.
Fun.
But that was with
look
tickets.
Up the Chocobo GP roster.
With Squall, however, who was in like the extra premium shop, it cost 30,000 Gil. Tucker, from an hour of playing, I had 10 Gil. So I don't know.
10?
Yes, I don't know. Maybe you unlock that by playing multiplayer or something or some other mode. I don't know.
There's got to be a way to get like 2,000 at once.
It's very
like maybe
weird.
Like if you finish first in a cup or something like that. I don't know.
It's very yeah, of course. This game's very
okay. So maybe 10. That's so they took out the microtransactions, but also it's structured like a mobile game.
Yes, it's very weird to see a game that was free to play and microtransaction heavy be converted into like a full game that you can unlock everything, because it's just like 1,000 different skin colors for your cart or you know whatever it is, and you just see it in the shop. It's like, this doesn't feel right. Something quite right here. Also, there's
a character called Camilla's Paw.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's fucking crazy.
It's like, come on, you have Final Fantasy, and I don't think Lightning's in the game. What are you doing?
Noctis. It's interesting. Actually, there are a lot of characters from other games, but I'm looking at this page. I haven't gotten to a lot of like iconic characters. Like they've got characters from Mystery Dungeon, Final Fantasy Fables, Chocobo Tales, which I've never even heard of. Chocobo's Dungeon 2, which the fact that it doesn't have Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon. Now this might be a different game, might be a mistranslation. I'm on thegamer.com, and that's like a real actual website. But then I see Terra. I know Terra. I love Terra. Maduin. What the fuck? From Final Fantasy 6? I don't remember this fucking character. What the fuck is
it's very weird. It's the choice of characters is weird. You would think it'd be like the main protagonist.
Reiner.
And I guess maybe because it's Chocobo, they want to focus on like the weirder characters. I don't know.
Okay, they've got one from 4. They've got one from 3. They've got Titan. Holy shit, he looks funny. Final Fantasy 4. This is going past me. They've got. I like that they have all the summons. That's fun.
Yeah.
Mecha Chocobo from World of Final Fantasy. That's silly.
badass. That's badass. It's like Gold Mario or Metal Mario.
It kind of is, actually.
Mecha Chocobo.
Necro Shell, based on the character Neo X Death from Final Fantasy V. So it's not. Oh, Cactuar just runs. That's really goofy. That's really
to the game's credit, I do like how each character has like their own vehicle. So like Terra is just one of the big mechs from Final Fantasy VI or whatever. Yeah. Or I think there was some like monkey something. I don't know what it was, but his ultimate in the race is that he just starts running, which is cool. But also there's ultimates.
They don't have anything from Final Fantasy 10 or 12 or 13 or 15.
Yeah.
Like this is a new game.
Yeah,
it's not like they made this before those games came out. Final Fantasy 10 is 23 years old. Put fucking Titus in there. Put Yuna in there. I don't even care about this game. I don't care about these characters.
It's very
what
weird.
The fuck are you doing?
It's also just funny to say, like, the Final Fantasy spinoffs, what love they get. Theater Rhythm, they just go fucking all out. And then Chocobo GP, they just clearly did not give a fuck.
Square's so weird, man. Also, the fact that you remember when they put out Cloud for Smash and he had like 3 songs with him? Because Square's like, fuck you.
It was
2. You're not getting my songs.
Don't give them that much credit.
Oh, my bad.
It was 2.
My bad. To their kind of credit, like 5 years later, they were able to remedy that with Sephiroth. But then that still pisses me off because it's only Final Fantasy VII music.
Yeah.
Guys, you're doing Final Fantasy representation. And I hate to bring it back up again, but this is the reason why I still don't like Sephiroth as an addition to Smash. He's a totally fine character. He's cool in the game. The stage is cool. But Final Fantasy is a series with 50 fucking games in it. I know Final Fantasy VII is popular, but that's why you have Cloud in there. That's why he's the first one. Totally makes sense. Great. Midgar stage, awesome. But
get your boy Clive in there in the next game.
Put some other fucking songs. Put another stage. Put another character. What are you doing, Square? And then, to their also credit, they didn't short shrift Dragon Quest or Kingdom Hearts in terms of music.
Here's what they should have done, honestly, for Smash representation. Is they got Cloud, that makes sense. He is the poster boy of the franchise. I get it. And then what they should have done, and people probably wouldn't have liked this, but I would have loved it as just like a historical, like representing the series. They should have put the Warrior of Light in, just like the generic Warrior of Light that you play as in Final Fantasy 1 and 2, or Final Fantasy 1 and 3. Because it's just like all encompassing, iconic. That's what they did with Dragon Quest. You can have different designs. Maybe have Furion be one of them for Final Fantasy 2. But yeah, Sephiroth kind of like I get it. And it's also cool to have more villains. People always say, "Oh, more villains in Smash." That's cool, but Also, to be fair, I do think that's one of the better Smash reveals. Even though I don't care about
Smash. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That was very good.
I'm a shithead, and even though especially at the time, I was not a Final Fantasy fan at all, I still to this day think that it is a strange choice to limit it as much as they did. Because add Sephiroth, sure, but then, this is a stage from Final Fantasy X. This is and the music is representing the entire series, and the spirits are going to be fucking Titus and Squall and Noctis and all that. Like the weirdest thing is especially the fucking spirits. Like just more Final Fantasy, right? Like they're PNGs, buddy. They're fucking stickers.
Can it get?
You don't have to get the licensing to put Titus in the game. What are you doing? Fuck you, Square.
Enix really weird.
Bizarre, dude.
Hey, now they're bringing Final Fantasy 14 to Xbox, dude. It's coming.
They are.
One final thing I'll say about Chocobo GP. Each character has like an ultimate like move you use in the track.
It's limit break, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. You collect like the
myth. Is it called a limit break?
No, I don't know.
That'd be so easy. Why didn't they do that?
But you collect like the mithril shards while you're racing, and then you get your ultimate. There's also item boxes like you would expect, so it's pretty standard kart racer. But the ultimate
got the Phoenix down in there.
Let me clarify something for you. In a racing game, you hold down A to accelerate, like in Mario Kart.
Great.
You press the Y button to use the ultimate.
So it's across the thing.
It's very stupid. That doesn't work if you're holding down A to accelerate.
What? So now does this imply that both shoulders and triggers are already taken in terms of
ZL and ZR don't do anything. L and R are R is for drifting and L is for item. Yeah, you can also use X, I think, for item. But yeah, because I think I was playing as maybe it was Terra, who gets like a boost when you use her ultimate, and I was like, wait a second, I'm accelerating, but I have to fucking stop accelerating to use the boost.
Yeah, or you can like put this part of your thumb on A and like reach over with
it's like
your thumb.
Yeah, you're like putting it over. Yeah, no, this game
fucked up.
Not very good. I might finish it because apparently it's only 3 hours. So
what to like do all the
it's just the story
all the
stuff.
cups?
There's actually like a story mode with like cutscenes. I've been skipping them because they're boring as fuck. But Chocobo
That's
GP,
hilarious. Final Fantasy. Now, here's the thing. I still obviously have a lot of mainline Final Fantasy games to like really give a try. So I am a fan. I'm growing as a fan, and I'm learning more about the series. But I really do want to get to the point where I'm also playing spin-offs. Because at the moment, like, I could go play World Final Fantasy or GP or Mystery Dungeon or whatever, but I have so many actual Final Fantasy games to play, mainline ones, that it would feel kind of like superfluous. But I want to get to these kind of things at some point. Like, I want to be that guy that knows this shit. But I just have never played it. I've never touched any Final Fantasy spin-off game. Not even once.
Well, once you finish 7 Remake, you should do Crisis Core. Because that game's very good.
True.
Yeah.
I want to play Crisis Core. Yeah.
Get on it, you sicko. I will say, before we talk about
Pikmin 4, Dirge of Cerberus with Vincent Valentine.
I want to play that too at some point.
Get that my Steam Deck.
I'm going to get back to 16 now that I'm pretty much done with Pikmin 4, I think.
Yeah.
But I loaded up Final Fantasy 3 last night, and it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks since I played it, but I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I shouldn't have started that game. I should have just waited. Because I went to RPG side, I was like, okay, Final Fantasy 3 guide, and I was like, I have no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I either spent like an hour trying to figure out what was happening, or just restart and put like all the XP boosts on. It might be easier.
That's not a bad option. Yeah, I'm in a similar place for Final Fantasy 7, which I have actually. That is the other game I've played a little bit of in the last 2 weeks, other than Pikmin. I mean, and the other stuff that I talked about last week. Because I started it back up again. I went to a town. I did the whole mission there, and I had to like watch a YouTube video to like refresh myself, like what was going on up to this point. And it's a game that I'm finding surprisingly easy to like slip back into, especially because I am allowing myself to just go nuts with all the horse shit, like the
99999 limit break.
yeah. Which by the way is cool, but also annoying because I also, if you turn on it gives you limit break and heals you thing, it gives you full limit break, and then you can't attack. You can only use limit break because limit break replaces attack. And so I'm like, at first, because I kept using it, I'm like, why doesn't Cloud have where's the attack button? And it's because I have limit break every single turn.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see what I did
you
wrong.
You broke
there.
The game.
Yeah, but I am just gonna play it with all the horseshit stuff because I'm too far gone to like really get into the combat system halfway through the game. So I'm gonna beat the game with all the horseshit stuff, which is gonna make it so quick for me. But I don't want to like do that when I start like Final Fantasy 8 or 9. I don't want to like start with those on. It's just such a weird way to like jump back into a game, be like on the fucking website, I'm like, where's the next town? Like, how do I activate this? Like, how do I switch my characters? Where's the save fucking points? Like, there's a lot to remember. So I totally understand your confusion of like, dude, what the hell is going on here?
Especially on an NES game too. Like, I don't know what's happening in the plot, to be honest. Well, especially because as we discussed when we were talking about it, I connect way less to games that don't have like a actual protagonist. So I don't even know what was happening. So we'll see if I can get back to that. I did buy Final Fantasy 9 while it was on sale, so I don't have to open my copy because it was only $10. So I might. We have a question later, so I'll save it for them. But I might try to squeeze Final Fantasy 9 in here in the coming months.
9 is the one that I was talking about also playing. I'll tell you, 7 and 7 Remake.
Yeah, I think I might try to squeeze that in over the next.
You and I can try to sync that up. That would be a really fun one to try to play together.
Yeah, but Tucker, let's talk
about. I also think Nishclick was thinking about that. So
I saw that on Twitter. Yeah. Let's talk about Pikmin 4 though, Tucker. So
sure, fine, let's do it.
Yeah, this is.
I get to burst my Pikmin 4 for cherry. Pop my Pikmin 4 cherry. What's the Pikmin word for cherries? They've got little names. I know the plum is a lesser mock bottom, which I love.
Lesser mock bottom.
Strawberry is a sunseed berry.
I don't remember. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't remember the names.
Ooh, the lemon is a face sprinkler. That's clever.
I do like the face sprinkler is a classic. Yeah. I already did my review of this game or my video talking about it, so I'll let you go first. But Tucker, I just have to say, I always feel like I need to preface this.
Cupid's grenade. I'm popping my Pikmin 4 Cupid's grenade.
Oh my god. I've always been a Pikmin fan, but also I don't feel right calling myself that because I see the diehard Pikmin fans on Twitter just going crazy. I'm not rabid about this game. I wasn't super excited for it. Like, I was excited because Nintendo first party game, but I wasn't like ravenous for this game.
Sure.
I think this might be the game that has shifted me to being that because this, quite frankly, is one of the best damn Switch games.
Oh god, yeah.
Like if it wasn't for Tears of the Kingdom, this would easily be my game of the year. This game does so much right, and so much in terms of improving the quality of life of this game, making it a much longer media experience without really overstaying its welcome, in my opinion. It just does so much right that it's honestly kind of shocking that it's like they cooked it for 10 years, you know?
They did, and it paid off.
Yeah.
It fucking paid off. And actually quite similar to something like Dread coming out and not being a disappointment, but not only being not a disappointment, but being like largely considered one of the best in the series. I think Pikmin 4 is that, and for me, and it seems like for you as well, such a big step forward that even though I love the other games, for me this feels like Pikmin finally fully realized for my taste in game design. And I'm just so impressed. Every time I turn on this game and I like find a new area and I pick up a new thing and I find a new mechanic and I meet a new enemy, I'm like, oh, Jesus! Like they didn't half-ass this at all. They fucking like 3 times assed this. I honestly think this is one of the most impressive games that I've played in terms of taking a series that I love. As I think I was talking about last week, all 3 Pikmin games in that quote unquote original trilogy are 9 out of 10 for me. I love all those games. At one point or another, all of them have been in my favorite games of all time. But Pikmin 4 steps beyond that for me in such an acute way that it takes inspiration from other things and takes Pikmin's base formula and concept, which I adore and is what fuels me to love all those other games, but puts them in so much of a richer context and a more varied context, and it has so much more ideas and concepts, and you're always trying something new, and it increases the sense of adventure and exploration in so many ways that it does kind of replace what the other games for me. Of course, they're very different experiences for me and what my taste is. This is just better. I mean, in basically every way. I love this game, and you and I are, I think, actually pretty similar in terms of how far we are in the game. We both rolled the credits and gone through a good chunk of that post-game stuff.
I finished the
I guess no. Oh, you finished all of it? Okay.
Well, I'm
tomorrow I'll probably be done.
I'm not at 100%. There is a side story you unlock after you beat the game, which we're not going to talk about here. I have not started that. But
okay. I did all of that.
I've done the final boss of like the post game, and I've done all that.
After
there is one treasure I need. Which, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it?
No, I guess I haven't.
You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it.
There's one special treasure.
There's one treasure that you need 100 of a certain type of Pikmin for. That I was like, okay, I'm not getting this right now.
Interesting. Okay.
In the final area, but yeah. So I re-rolled credits last time.
I actually have not gone to Area 6.
Oh, okay, sure.
So
get ready for some poison.
Yeah, I've heard.
I think my biggest takeaway, honestly, is just how long this game is and how it really didn't overstay its welcome, because I think my playtime 100%ing every area.
You're so right.
Yeah, my playtime 100%ing every area was like 27 hours, which is like a lot. Pikmin 3 was the longest game before this, and that's like a 10-hour game.
Yeah.
You know? So they really ramped up like the longevity of this game, which I was a little worried about when I heard that in the reviews.
Yeah.
Because Pikmin's fun, but that's a lot of time to put into one game. And I mean, every week we're preaching how we love the short game. Bro, this time flew by. This is like the definition of a game where I just loaded it up and then 5 hours to pass.
Exactly. I mean,
it's crazy
because you start a mission, and I think this is something that I praise about a lot of my favorite games, is the idea of getting me into a gameplay loop that is not only satisfying but varied enough to where, and I think I might have mentioned this last time, but getting to the next area is always, or like doing the next thing is always so exciting. And it's equally as exciting as what I'm doing at the moment. I think Pikmin 4 does this so well by having there be like essentially like 5 different types of Pikmin gameplay in this, or like Pikmin missions. Ostensibly, you have overworld, you have Dandori battles, you have Dandori challenges, you have night missions, and then you have the spoiler thing at the end, which does sort of reframe the way that you're approaching overworld missions. And like every time I went into a cave or did a night mission, it was breaking it up just enough so I was excited to have that next leafling, and then get the next set of missions, and then go into the next overworld area, and then I unlock the cave, and then I can't wait to do that, and then I can't wait to get that item that's up there and get enough Pikmin to like pull down that thing or break through that wall or defeat this boss enemy that has kind of been looming in the background. It does the one more thing so well because it introduces so much variety, and that variety is the key for me. Is breaking up the missions by having there be a bunch of different types of them. Not only that, but having that base camp is so big.
That's new. That's a new thing.
So big because it makes it. There's a context for this now. There was a conceptual context. I mean, you kind of saw the inside of the SS Drake in Pikmin 3, but it obviously wasn't an area. It was a fucking JPEG in the background with Alf and Bentley and Charlie standing on it. And you knew that Olimar and Louis were on their ships, respective ships in Pikmin 1 and 2. You never saw it. But having there be a place that collects characters and grows across the course of the game and offers a bit of respite and an area of the world that isn't dangerous works wonders for having this feel like such a more realized place. And that's what Pikmin is so good at, is having it feel like a world that you're exploring, and it has its own sets of rules and feels like a place that you can actually like dick around in and like feels tangible. And now there is a not only a place that is tangible because it looks good and it has, you know, physics and stuff, but that you can actually go and interact with other characters in and progress in. Oh my god, the progression is so fucking good in this game. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, adding side quests to Pikmin's huge.
It's so good
because once again, it's just that one more thing that you're going towards. There's one NPC that just tells you to bloom 300 Pikmin flowers, and I'm pretty sure he just infinitely gives you that quest.
You can, as far as I know,
you can just keep doing it. Yeah, me too. Yeah. But that's just nice because every time you go back to base camp, I do my loop. I'm like, okay, who has a little orange exclamation point? Who do I need to talk to? And like you said, as you play, that just grows and grows. I do maybe wish it probably wouldn't have made sense because they're on a rescue mission. If they built something up, like the shop and like the lab.
There's one character that kind of indicates that they were thinking about that. It's the guy that you do Dandori battles against, like you can replay the Dandori battles with. When you read his thing, it says that he wants to build buildings. And so I thought that I would go talk to him, and then I would suddenly have the ability to collect enough of this and collect enough of that, and I'll get a little fucking hut.
I wonder if that was cut.
Or I get the sauna, honestly. Or I get the fucking, I don't know, the little Pikmin garden.
Especially,
it does feel like
because there's that whole area like to the left that's empty. Yeah, there's like a whole circular area that's empty.
There's a lot of dudes there. They're just fucking around. They're lounging on the ground, like sitting on top of a hill.
So I wonder if that was planned, because that's the one thing I felt was missing from the hub. Because I would do my little loot for the side quest, but other than that, I was mostly just staying in that one main little area with the ship and everything, and the onion.
And frankly, all the important characters.
Yeah, that's where all the stuff that matters is, which is fine. It makes it easy to get to, but I would say maybe done a little bit more with that. But either way, it's very nice to have that, and just having like a shop that you go to and upgrade your captain and Ochi, and having 2 different types of currencies for that. You get the pop drives from rescuing castaways, and you get materials, which are also new for upgrading your
raw material.
Captain.
Is so good. I love that.
That's a great idea for bridges and upgrading your captain. Having all those upgrades is also just very nice, because pretty much every day that passes, you're probably gonna have enough material to get something else. And then eventually they get more expensive. I just got one that is from Pikmin 2, I believe, that lets you just call to pluck.
The whistle.
Dude, that thing's so nice.
Like that.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
I don't have that yet, but
I think it's the last one you get, but just all that stuff is really nice. And then, like you said, the different types of gameplay.
Yeah,
Dandori Challenge is awesome.
So much fun.
I'm a cave defender. I'm a cave defender.
Oh, absolutely.
But this is also just an evolution even beyond that, where you take caves, but then you add the Pikmin stress and time limit to it. But they're not too hard. They're really, frankly, and we'll talk about difficulty in a little bit. This game's pretty easy overall. The Dandori challenges I didn't really have issue with, except for maybe one. But it's just really satisfying doing it. And he's complimenting your Dandori as you play. And that's just awesome.
What does he say? Steady progress.
Steady progress is good Dandori. Then you have the nighttime expeditions, which is funny because I actually didn't do a ton of these. I think I finished 2.5 areas completely, and then I just haven't done any. So when you go to my hub, dude, there's just like 20 leaflings laying on the ground, because I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with you right now. So I still need to do that. But that's a really nice change of pace too, just adding like a tower,
especially because they get harder. Have you gotten to the ones that have multiple towers?
Yes.
That definitely helps. That means some of those other ones are dumb easy. I still think they're very fun.
Yeah, they're fun. It's just a nice, once again, just another thing to like distract you from the main game.
Well, I don't think it's distraction though. I just think it's variety.
Sure,
or breaking up is how the term that I would use, because they are incorporated into the core game. You have to do it like twice. Need to do them. You need to do them enough to save Bernard, and then in the post game you need to do enough to save another character. Or no. Or wait. I don't fucking know.
I think the last time I did was when I saved Bernard, which was like so long ago.
yeah. But man, and there's still so much more to talk about. I think for me, one of the biggest touches, other than the larger structural change that I think does increase my engagement with it so much, is the quality of life and variety and control. I think the fact that you have so much more control over your Pikmin and over your map control, and Ochi offers so much more new ways to interact with the world, is like it just becomes second nature. Like I am, and that's what Pikmin was always so good at, but it was also very simple. You were pointing and clicking and whistling. Like that's it for Pikmin controls. But now with you can be next to Ochi and you can use him as a big Pikmin, or you can ride on him, or you can use him as a second captain, and he also can fucking platform, which adds a huge amount of verticality to these areas and like a different sense of exploration. And okay, and then you have to manage if you have Ochi with you, then you can jump up things, or if you don't, then you can't. So you have to think about that in different ways. I love how much stuff they added, and especially the upgrades that you get. The one that I use the most is call the Pikmin, whatever Pikmin's not working to you, no matter where you are. I use that so fucking much.
Never use that?
So fucking much. It's so fucking useful, dude.
I have a question for you. Are you an Ochi rider?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much only ever did that, which I think, and we can kind of talk about difficulty now. I've seen a lot of people upset that this game is very easy. I do think this is the easiest Pikmin game. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. But I don't really see that as an issue. In fact, as just like anecdotal evidence, my girlfriend, who does not play games, she loves Pikmin designs because they're fucking cute little flowers. She's always been interested in playing a Pikmin game. But she watched me play Pikmin 1 and 2 earlier this year, and she was like, oh, that looks too stressful, because your Pikmin aren't really following you that well. But
and that's how I felt as well before I played.
You're on a time limit.
And frankly, during Pikmin 1 especially, I was stressed as fuck during. Pikmin 2 I actually did not find as hard as people. People said Pikmin 2 is the hardest. I'm like, oh.
I think Pikmin 1's the hardest because the AI is broken.
Yeah. It has a much strict. Well, it has the only strict time limit in the series.
Yeah. But to the point, I think making it easier is just a good thing in terms of helping the series grow, because, and this is what I was saying, I don't think Pikmin needs to be a hard, stressful game. It's just a cute adventure game where you collect treasures.
Yeah.
It can I think having a hard difficulty would be really good, honestly.
Of course, absolutely.
But with the quality of life stuffs that they added with Ochi, to my point, of riding Ochi specifically, being able to group up your Pikmin at all times, I feel like it kind of breaks the game. And that it makes it very easy. But I'm okay with that, because that's how I played the game. Because if you have all your Pikmin on you, and then you use your Mega Pup Rush or whatever, and just dash into an enemy, once it's upgraded, not only are you stunning them, not only are you doing the residual damage just from Ochi attacking it, your Pikmin also just automatically charge it. That was an issue I had with Pikmin 1, where you try to do like the charge thing, and it didn't always work. Or even just getting behind a Bulborb was kind of difficult. But having Ochi, who is faster than pretty much every enemy, just being able to get behind an enemy and then dash into them, it makes the game very easy, but I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah.
And to your point with Ochi, just adding all these different options, like verticality. Did you use the switching very often? Because I pretty much only did that with
occasionally
when I had to.
Occasionally.
I've seen some people saying like, "Oh, I'm playing this like Pikmin 3 where you're switching." I did not do that.
Well, I think the great thing is with Ochi is because he can act as such different things. It adds that ability of choice. Is you can play it like Pikmin 2, where you have two captains and they both have their own sets of Pikmin, and you're multitasking over the map if you want to. But I've always been, and the reason I wasn't a big multi-captain person in 2 or 3 is I'm always just focused on what I'm doing at this moment. And Pikmin 4 does that better than any of the other games, is allow you to take it at your own pace. And drinking in the environments and know it, like getting everything to 100%, getting that little gold flower next to stuff. That is what I always loved about Pikmin, is the ability to do that. But the games, through their design, were always holding me back from fully realizing that, from being able to engage with these worlds in that full way, because there was either a time limit, like in Pikmin 1, Pikmin 3 with the multiple captains, it was too much for me to really manage. And in Pikmin 3, you definitely need to use those a lot more than you ever need to use Pikmin or Ochi as a separate captain. And in Pikmin 2, there was just so much, and it was within. Oh, are you gone?
Why did my camera turn off?
What the fuck?
Hey, keep talking. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Pikmin 2 had so much to do, and it was also within that simplistic control scheme that I'm like, none of the games ever incentivized me to explore their worlds to the fullest, 100% things. And now that there is not only a better structure and design for rewarding that because there's better control, but also it literally rewards you with getting a bunch of different characters and upgrading your area and upgrading your guy and upgrading Ochi and knocking off all these checklists. People, I think there will be people and are people who consider that to be a draw away from like the focus, quote unquote, of Pikmin. But these elements help me focus more on Pikmin. And so for me, that is a categorically positive change to add these elements that make me want to care more about the world. And it's rewarding me. Like it increases my engagement with the gameplay loop. So I just think that the changes that they made here make me love everything I loved about Pikmin before even stronger. And part of that is the difficulty. I don't care that this is a less difficult game because it's a more fun game.
Yeah.
I want to have more fun with the game, and it being easier allows that difficulty to sort of get out of my way and allow me to just appreciate the world on a deeper level. And so, yeah, I never even once thought about it being too easy, especially because there are definitely elements of this game that are harder. There is the post-game section that we're not talking about that is not crazy more difficult, but it is more difficult. And then there's a post that is actually very difficult.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten to that. I saw that, and I'm not doing that. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
and I haven't gotten to the hardest night missions, but I assume that those will be reasonably stressful. Probably not super difficult, but like testing your skills a little bit more. Yeah, I think that this game is just very well balanced. And does that come with it being easier or less stressful? Maybe, but I would consider for me that to be better design because I feel like I have better control over what I'm doing, and therefore I can engage with the world in a deeper way.
Yeah, it feels a lot less like a strategy game and more just like an action adventure game, which is what I've been saying, which I think is totally accurate. In the other 3 Pikmin games, even in Pikmin 2, when time was not even a thing, I always felt kind of stressed, like, okay, I need to do this much in a day, and if I don't do that much in a day, I fucked up. In this game, I did not care. If I wanted to just load up a level and grab like 2 things and then leave, I would just do that. I'll be like, okay. I think by the time I finished it, I had like 40 expedition days logged or something like that.
I'm
which
around
is
that
about
now, yeah.
right because my expeditions also take up a night, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't really make sense, but it's fine. Whatever.
I guess maybe it implies that like because you stayed up all night, you got to sleep through the day.
Yeah, they say something like that. They're like, you can't be working my guy too hard or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But because there's no stress at all about time, I was really able, like you said, to just appreciate each area. And the way I actually played was I would just complete the surface 100%. I would kill all the enemies, get all the treasures as I go, and then do the caves and stuff at the end. Because that was just like a better gameplay flow. Then I didn't worry about like the surface enemies and all that. Enemies don't respawn ever. Yeah, it seems, which is a little weird, but also
it is strange.
I saw people complaining about that. Why are you going back to areas after you finish the game?
Yeah,
to be honest,
I don't know. People are like, oh, I just want to be in the world more.
Starting to do a save file.
It is.
Cave. It is weird.
It is weird, but and I can understand it being something that like it's not a big change. But I can understand it being a change that can potentially decrease someone's engagement. But that's like I think I mentioned this sort of last week. I have a hard time rationalizing those kind of critiques for myself because it's a critique for another person in a different way of playing the game than I have ever even considered doing. So I can't personally consider that something that is bad about the game because I never thought about it and it didn't impact my experience in the slightest. And it basically would never impact my experience. So like, it's just, you're right. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Something else they did because I'm not sure if like actually, if this is actually true, although I guess it is. The areas are much bigger. I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
You can move your onion around, which
I love the moving bases.
Once again makes the game easier, but that is so much more fun. Can you imagine if these areas were that big and you had to fucking take some like 1,000-ton item all the way back. That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
It would just suck.
Yeah.
So
it would just be downtime. This game, I think, cuts out Pikmin's fat in an interesting way. It adds what you might consider fat in different areas, the going back to the base and the all sorts of different, like it is a much bigger game, but I think it's just a more streamlined experience. And for me, that is what Pikmin has always kind of been reaching towards.
Mm-hmm. They also changed it so that you can only have 3 Pikmin types, which I think it'd be cool if maybe that was something you could have upgraded. Talking about progression once again, I mean, they really did great with that, where you start out, I think, with 30 Pikmin, and then you get the Florlix, and then you keep upgrading it. Are great.
I love the Florlix.
And even just the way they integrate the other Pikmin. I mean, Pikmin 3, you didn't use purple or white Pikmin ever, outside of Bingo Battle. So having everything integrated, all 4 other types, plus the base 3, plus the 2 new ones, it all flowed very well. But I do wonder if the limit of 3, does that need to be there? Do you think that really, like,
I don't think so, especially not by endgame. No.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, to be fair, in caves, you'll pluck Pikmin or whatever, so you can have more than 3. But
it's interesting because that and also the 100 Pikmin limit are basically the only limiting things this game has, period. Like, everything else is about that player expression and freedom.
Yeah.
And choice of how you want to approach things. But only, especially because it's like a locked 3. Like, if you've taken out 3 types and you go back and like, oh, actually, I realized I don't need yellow Pikmin. You can't put them all back and go swap to something else, as far as I know.
What do you mean?
Like, I was fucking around with it. Like, I needed rock Pikmin or whatever, and I had 3 other types of Pikmin, no rock Pikmin, and I kept trying to put away my yellow Pikmin, put all of them back, and then switch to rock Pikmin. But unless I might
maybe there were some that were like in the ground you needed to pluck or something.
Or maybe like I don't know. Like as far as I can tell, you can't just go to 0. Like you can't put all of them back away. But also, I could have just fucked up. I don't know. It sounds like something you should be able to do.
Yeah, that sounds like something you can do.
I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking dumb. But
now, one other thing I want to criticize with this game, is the Andori battle. Now listen, these are fun. These are fun.
Oh, there's one major flaw with them. Absolutely.
Fuck is it split screen?
I don't know, man.
What were they thinking? It makes no sense. It's really fun. I've never played Bingo Battle or like the co-op modes or versus modes in Pikmin before.
It's kind of similar to Bingo Battle.
Yeah, I assume it is. Why did they make it split screen? It makes no sense. I don't want to see fucking Olimar and his little red leafling head. Maybe it's Olimar. Could be. Who knows? Why would I want to see his side of the screen? It makes it genuinely. Every time I do an Andori battle, like
my biggest problem with the game.
Yeah, it's such nothing. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but it's just stupid.
It's just really fucking dumb.
Do they not feel like programming that area to be full screen?
They had to program. Well, they had to make the conscious programming decision to make it not full screen.
Well, because it's already you can play that mode versus. So
not in Dandori battles in the core game though. It's not possible to play those co-op.
No, I'm saying like they made the mode for versus. It feels they made it for versus, and then they were just like, what if we just put these in the single player?
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. And they were just
it's obvious that it feels that way because it's split screen. If we wouldn't have never thought,
True, you're right.
This was something added later. If it was,
I think I get what they were going for. I guess because it's your strategy, so you're supposed to like keep an eye on what the enemy's doing.
Yeah,
I don't care. There's way too much going on for me to be looking at his screen and seeing where he's at.
They definitely could have. They could have had like a little bar or something at the top that shows maybe what they're holding and how close it is to their onion. Maybe the number of Pikmin that they have or something. Something that indicates generally what your opponent is doing. But you also, I love the Dandori battles. I think they're
very fun. It's just weird that they did that. Yeah.
But you also don't really need to be keeping an eye on your opponent. Only when they have the bombs. Has a funny name. I can't remember the name.
Have you ever let them get that? The moment that spawns, I always just go send Ochi to grab it, and then Ochi grabs it.
I did that. So I've only encountered it twice. The first time, I thought I had sent it, but then Moss grabbed it and fucked me up. And I'm like I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, God damn it. But then it wasn't a problem. I just grabbed all the little weights and put them back in. But that's really the only time you need to care what they're doing. Because otherwise, the maps are big enough. And if you're going for the same item, they're right there anyway. Like you see them on your screen. So I don't know. It's just fucking strange. Though I also do want to commend something that I want to commend myself for praising something and then commend the game for being good in this regard. Is I think that the characters are so much better here than previous games. I think especially that core rescue core team, the fact that they each have distinct personalities and designs, and they serve different roles and communicate in different ways. Pikmin's characters have always been fun because they're little space guys with funny designs. But other than reading Olimar's diary entries in 1 and 2, they're not characters, really. But the fact that we have this rescue core team here, and especially when you get to later in the game and Bernard has this like rivalry with this other guy that like kind of jealous of him, and Yanni's always calling you new blood, and he's got these like creepy experiments in the background, and Dingo's always like whispering himself to himself, and he has these like self-confidence issues. He's like, oh no, I'm ready to go out, but actually I kind of like I bruised my toe or whatever. And I think the characters are fantastic here, and even if they're not like the greatest characters ever, they are a marked improvement over most of the characters from the previous games.
Interesting. I think I disagree, because, and this just goes to show the extent of what I mean when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
If I am not playing as a named character, it
Oh,
severely takes away from that for me. So
sure.
honestly, the characters I resonated most in this game with, and I don't know if you've seen them all yet, and I won't spoil what it is, there is a group of characters that are clearly nods to a group of other characters. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Those are my favorite characters, just because it's fucking funny that they would do that. I don't know why they did that. It is hilarious though. I like Shepard's fine. Colin's boring. You're right.
Shepard doesn't
Dingo's
actually
great.
get much play.
Right? Yeah, I would say Dingo and Bernard are probably the
captain.
best.
Yeah, Dingo, Bernard. And I love Yanni. I think Yanni's really fucking funny.
Which was that?
The doctor that sends you out at night and has green hair.
Sure.
Because Yanni's like, oh, make sure you get back to the Chipnol new blood, and then during the day, or like during the little bits, it's like there's so much good little dialogue when you finish up a day that's like Yanni doing these like experiments to people without them knowing, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? And like there's just so many little touches that add a lot of personality to these characters.
Yeah, they definitely did a better job of expanding the main cast, but I think for me, the hub is great, but because you're barely spending time there. Like in 10 years, am I going to remember Shepard? Probably not. But I will always remember Charlie, Brittany, Alf, Louie, and Olimar.
Sure.
Always.
Because you spent a lot of time. Because
you spend so much time with them. And especially in Pikmin 3, I mean, those two characters are communicating while you're playing, so you get that quirky dialogue. Maybe it's not as, fleshed out as this game is, but you're right in that they definitely did more in this game to flesh it out. But because you spend so little time with them actually on screen, I do wonder if that might affect the longevity.
That's totally fair. And I do wish that in some way those other characters were involved with the levels. Like if they showed up and set up a little camp in each area, and like maybe you could buy limited amount of things from them. Like if you had the ability to go up to Russ and buy fucking bombs and bones or whatever in the levels themselves, as opposed to only at the end of the day, then you're always returning back to camp, and Russ and Yanni and Colin and Shepard are there, and you can talk to them, and they feel like I agree with you that not having a named protagonist is a detriment, but then I think it's also balanced out by the fact that having a character creator is something kind of cool for this game, and it is distinct, and it is an evolution, and it allows that player expression that this game excels at. But I don't care about my guy.
Yeah.
Like at all. I like Ochi. Ochi's a character. Ochi has a name. Ochi has a design. But like,
sure,
my character is New Blood, is the youngster or whatever they fucking call him.
Rookie.
But the rookie, my bad. And it does. Your character has a tiny bit of personality, like trying to fit in with the team, like doing copy that, and they're like, good job.
Yeah, you like scream something like for Bernard, and Bernard's like, I like this guy.
Yeah, but it's not enough. And I wish that the character had a name, and then you could customize them. But the fact that you give them a name and you customize them, we've talked about this before. It's like it's just not. Like, it's interesting in its own way. Your camera fucking.
No, just keep. I don't. It was doing this when I was on Andres Restart's podcast. I don't know if my camera's overheating or what, but I seem to like close it and turn it back on. I'll probably keep doing it. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's just funny that like my distaste for creative characters goes as far to like affecting my enjoyment of Pikmin. Not that it like actually affected my enjoyment, but I said, I just wonder how I'll feel about it in several years. You made a great point though, or a great idea. Since they're pretty much removing themselves from like being a full-on strategy game, more like an action game, there's a couple things I want from Pikmin 5. I think they could probably do away with. I think they could do away with days completely. I think they can honestly just get rid of that.
Maybe.
And more importantly, if they do that, you mentioned like having shops in the level or something. Have it so that every time you go to a new area, everybody gets like separated, and you get to find your shop in the level. And each level is like its own like hub basically as you progress. Yeah. Something like that. Make it more adventure.
Yeah. That's what definitely. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. And I also think that what we were talking about earlier with like having buildings and stuff, I think that obviously the progression of Pikmin is such that more and more characters and planets and groups become interested in discovering this planet over time. And I think that the idea that we're spending way more time here on PNF 404 than any character has in the past. Like they all wanted to get out of there. Like they're like, fuck this. But now characters are showing up. They're interested in it for different reasons. I do really like, even though the like supporting cast is they're nothing. It's like doesn't really matter.
You read the little data card and you never.
I like that you rescue them. I like that they have their own little roles. But what I meant to say is what I do really like is that they each have their own role and interest in why they came here. Some of them are castaways. Some of them are fucking musicians. Some of them are interested in wildlife or day-night cycles or Dandori for whatever god for fucking sake and reason. That touch makes it feel like there's a space community. Like these people have different jobs and roles and stuff as opposed to we've really only seen scientists in the past. And Olimar was like, what President. The fuck? What? And the president, sure. Yeah, but I really wish that what we want from Pikmin 5 video, I think is that's a fucking $1 billion idea right there. $1 billion idea.
$1 billion idea, yeah.
But the one thing I will say is I really would love to see communities of these people. Like they're not, you can't say Copites or Huckatations because they're from tons of different planets, but these people set up on this planet because clearly they can survive here. And I'd love to see their little towns and their buildings,
dude,
and their shops and I want to see children.
$1 billion idea, Pikmin Crossing,
dude,
make it happen,
dude.
Because it's just Animal Crossing, but it's just like a very casual town management sim where you use your Pikmin to build structures.
Yeah, dude.
Nintendo, you don't want now. You saying Dandori made me realize something though. While I might not have an attachment to Shepard or Colin or a lot of these characters. This game will forever probably actually have the most character now that I think about it because of Dandori. I love that Miyamoto just was like, let's just fucking shove it down the throats. Dandori, that's Dandori. That. It's so goofy. This game is so goofy with its love of Dandori. And maybe it's not actually.
I love defeating a Leafling and they're like, God damn, you Dandori'd so hard, bro. And
maybe it's unfair to give Miyamoto credit for this, but because of the way he announced this game saying, like, we're going to introduce new Dandori gameplay, I truly believe he's the reason they're just obsessed with it in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I think that adds a lot of personality to this that the other Pikmin games don't have. I fucking love Dandori, dude.
It's just a word to describe Pikmin gameplay.
Yeah.
It's not new gameplay. That's not true. Dandori battles and Dandori challenges are new.
Yeah.
But Dandori gameplay is just managing the area and like knowing how to multitask.
When I think of Pikmin 4, I will think of the Leafling like spinning out like, "Oh, you Dandori" to me.
Yeah. God, it's so fucking funny, dude. What a great game. And I'm not done with it. I'm excited to see Area 6, to beat that final boss, to get all of
the final boss is awesome.
To get all of the castaways.
Definitely the best final boss.
Try my goddamnedest to do the 10 challenge levels. Because I had to try that first level area like fucking 3 times. It's fucking hard, dude. It's fucking hard.
Question, because I haven't done the side story thing that lets you unlock that. Can you do one level then leave and like come back to level 2? Yeah. Oh, you can't? Yeah. I might do it then. I don't know if I care enough.
I don't know what I'm gonna look up what it unlocks.
I think I saw.
Leaf Sage Pikmin 4 reward.
I think you get light gameplay spoiler warning, I guess. I'm pretty sure you get a purple onion. Which is for a side quest, because that's something else they did in this game. You can get onions for all Pikmin types, which is awesome. You couldn't do that in the previous games.
Dude, very small touch. The onion design makes me so fucking happy because they've over time kind of like transitioned it to be a little bit. Yeah, but I don't know why I'm fucking obsessed with the onion design in this game.
The onion.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a smaller leaf or flower on the top, which is kind of fun. It's like, oh, it's goofy, it's unbalanced a little bit, it's a little lopsided. but then the legs have this really satisfying yellow to green gradient on them.
Sure.
And then the onion itself has a really nice, like, juicy sheen to it. And it's got little flecks in it.
Would you eat
and
it?
Like, really got to the light. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially.
Man's getting excited about eating an onion. You're like, oh yeah.
When you get a new onion type and it fuses with it and it divides into like little fruit slices.
Dude. It's so.
And the fruit slices have this like slight little like indent where they like meet. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this.
I might just go take a bite of a raw onion later.
No, don't do that.
I've done that. Have you never done that?
Bite a raw onion? I've eaten raw onion before.
No, but like just like an apple.
Bite an onion.
You've never done that?
Now that was a meme with me and my friends in high school. We'd say, "Bite this onion," like, but it was like "fuck you." It was like, "Bite this onion."
I have bitten an onion before, back in the old Walmart produce days. Just fucking around.
You're just curious?
Yeah, just bite an onion.
Like, did someone dare you to do it, or are you by yourself?
I think so. I wasn't by myself. I wasn't just in the the back room, just like. Just sitting there all alone. Have my AirPods or whatever, just like. No, I'm pretty sure someone was like, "You should eat this."
But yeah,
like, right.
Okay, so it looks like you can get both the white onion and the purple onion through progressing down this. There's a different reward for every floor, and some of them
they're basically all just Dandori challenges, right? Which are awesome. I love Dandori challenges.
They're very hard.
Very hard Dandori challenges, yeah.
No, because they're not Dandori challenges the same way. There are combat challenges. You
have to call the enemies.
The first level is every kind of Bulborb, and you have to defeat like one or two of every kind of Bulborb and Bulbear and fucking Bulblax in like 4 minutes. And then there's
can you choose your Pikmin?
No.
Okay.
No, you get like I was
gonna say if
I've only done one. I've only done no. No, actually, sorry. You definitely cannot choose your.
I was gonna say because
you start off with like 10 red Pikmin, and there's like little bunches of like pluck 5 or like defeat an enemy, and you get 5 to your team. That's how you progress to the area.
Okay, it's very funny because in Pikmin 2, iconically, purple picked man completely broken and overpowered. In this game, not only are the purple Pikmin back, and I feel like just as strong as they were in Pikmin 2, which is great. You also have ice Pikmin, which we didn't even talk about really. Being able to freeze enemies, it's so nice. It's once again, it makes the game very easy, but it's very nice.
Yeah,
because I guess probably when they were designing it, they were like, "Oh, the downside is if you freeze an enemy and then break it, you don't get the corpse, so you can't get more Pikmin." Bro, I don't care.
You don't need more Pikmin.
You do not need more Pikmin. There was never a point where I was like,
have flowers. I'd rather have them have flowers.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
You get nectar when you beat a frozen enemy.
Do you know how many Pikmin have died in your playthrough? I think like 250 died from me total, but also I lost like 70.
Screenshot of my final stats. I can check, but I can't.
I lost 70. I think on the final boss. I could have reset because I died. I lost a ton to something.
On the final boss.
On the final boss, yeah.
There's not a there.
No, I don't count that. It does not count.
What the fuck is the Pikmin 4 structure though? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
You beat the game and then you don't. Like, there's just more of everything.
Yeah, it's weird that they always do this. Yeah, I mean the game only gets better as you keep playing. I don't know why they do that. I guess maybe they thought the game was too long, but they did it with Pikmin 2 as well, and that game's not long.
Yeah, bizarre.
I guess it's longer than Pikmin 1, I guess. But
yeah,
Pikmin 4 is good.
God tier fucking game.
God tier fucking game. It's been a very good year so far, Tucker. I must admit. Now, to be fair, Nintendo's really only released 2 games that I care about. Well, they released Fire, I'm sure, I guess, so 3.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of remakes and remasters, which I'm always there for. But Zelda, Pikmin 4, and then Mario Wonder.
Dude.
I don't think 3 games, then supplemented by all like the Detective Pikachus of the world.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah. And hey, don't sleep on WarioWare Move It.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right, so this next thing just happened this morning, Tucker, or late last night. Of course, Masahiro Sakurai, of course, known as a YouTuber in this space. He's one of our competitors. He does this thing called Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games. He just talks about game development and game development history. Yeah. He posted a really cool video last night talking about Smash Bros. Brawl and how Iwata asked him to make that game. And in that video, I posted a couple screenshots on Twitter, so I'll read from these so I don't have to pull up the video and then have some weird audio thing going on. He basically confirmed a couple things. Or I wouldn't, maybe not confirm, but indicated a couple things. So, just reading through my screenshots here. He said, "But for now, at least, I can't really imagine a Smash Bros. Title without me. So it's fair to assume there will be another at some point, but it's going to take some work to figure out exactly how to make that happen. For my part, I'd like to keep working with Nintendo however I'm able. And in two of those, when he said specifically, it's fair to assume there will be another at some point, it's going to take some work to figure out how exactly to make that happen. He actually put a disclaimer on the screen saying, opinion at the time of this video's release in 2023.
Yeah.
So this is interesting for a couple of reasons. I think a couple of weeks back we talked about what Sakurai is going to do next after Smash Ultimate, of course. Now he's semi-retired, perhaps. Some people were saying, oh, he's not going to be involved with the next Smash Bros. This confirms two things to me. A, he's definitely going to be involved. There's no fucking shot.
Yeah.
And B, that means this game's not even in development. I think. I don't think he would say that if this wasn't happening. Which means he is not even actively currently working with Nintendo to make the next one. Even like in a pre-designing phase. Which is very interesting. It's not like the craziest of news, but it is nice just to hear like he's going to be involved with the next one. Unless Nintendo doesn't want him to for some reason, which I highly doubt it. And
no, sorry, we're not interested.
Yeah.
You've only made us one of our biggest series and made it better every single time.
Of course. And then the fact that I think this basically confirms the next one. Whatever his next game is probably not in development. I think he really probably is not doing anything right now. And it's certainly not Smash Bros. It's certainly not Smash Bros. So if we were to get another Smash Bros, I think we talked about this, maybe Smash Ultimate port to Switch 2, and then nothing for a while because I mean, this game's taking a long damn time to make. So it's cool to see that information from him.
I think this is I think currently every information that we got from him there is a best case scenario. Number one, as we're reading into it, probably indicates that he's not working on something right now. He's chilling. He's teaching people about game development because he's such an experienced and storied game director.
I love that his channel isn't monetized. He's just doing it for fun. No, he specifically has not monetized his videos. I don't know why.
And also, I love that he does so much different stuff. And then also, he is totally okay with, and this is one of my favorite things about him, just referencing constantly games that are not made by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? He was talking about Xbox in one of the, like, Smash character breakdowns. And, like, that is one of my favorite things about him, is that he's just so experienced, and also he has tendrils everywhere. But I think that not only is it a great thing that he's not working on anything, because we've been working for our entire lives on games back to back, fucking stressed him out and worked his health to the bone. Take a goddamn break. You made one of the greatest games of all time. You made your fucking magnum opus, and you're fine. You did it. But also, I think this indicates that he would be involved with the next Smash. But I think it also might indicate that being involved might not be directorial.
Sure.
Which I think
supervising
is great.
Probably.
I think that's ideal. I mean,
teaching that next generation.
Exactly. Well, passing the torch, and with his oversight, having it feel distinct because it's being directed by someone else, but keeping that quality that he's known for. And also, I hope that because we're reading into things here, he might not be the director of the next Smash game, even though yes, there probably will be another one, obviously. That might free him up to do some other smaller projects. Because he's earned the right to do whatever the goddamn he wants.
Meteos 2, baby. It's coming.
I don't like Meteos that much, but it's interesting.
I never played it. This is a puzzle game.
Yeah, and it's him working with fucking Mitsuguchi. That's crazy.
That is cool.
These motherfuckers working together.
Cool.
But here's the best case scenario, and I think, again, reading into this, all of these things are indicated. Number one, he's taking a break. That's awesome. Number two, he'll be involved with the next Smash game, which is great, but hopefully not in a directorial role, so we can get a new flavor of what Smash can be, but still maintaining that Sakurai quality. And number three, with not being in a directorial role, having the space to do some other creations, and we can get some other ideas from Sakurai.
Yeah.
Can you fucking imagine if Sakurai created a new IP? Can you fucking imagine?
What was the last time he did that? Meteos? Before that?
Oh, wow.
Kirby?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you want to count Smash Bros. As an IP, too.
It is. Yeah,
the three biggest Nintendo IP right there: Kirby, Meteos, and Smash Bros.
Yeah, but I love the man. I love his games, and I love what he said here. I think this is great, and I'm hoping for a great future from him, the Smash team, and Nintendo. I know that sounds stupid, but like, good on all of you.
Promising stuff, and also it's nice to kind of maybe know timeline wise. Okay. Switch 2 is maybe late 2024, like 2025. Probably not getting smashed until 2027, at least at the earliest. But
that would be almost a decade, Bo.
That would be almost a decade, yeah.
That's nuts.
If he could supervise like a new team, and maybe here's what he should do. If this is like going to be his like one of his final games, like his final big like this, I'm passing the torch. Help a new team create something new, like a fresh start, and then just leave, just dip after that. Because as we discussed, it's hard to like really grow upon Smash Ultimate, but we'll see what happens. It's a great video. I highly recommend it. I don't watch most of his videos, but every time I do watch one, I'm like, oh wow, that's really good. He just talks about the story of how at E3 he was in the audience when Iwata announced Brawl, and then later that night Iwata just he just like invited him to his hotel suite, and he was like, will you make this? Which is I've awesome. Heard that story and then apparently I didn't know this part. Sakurai initially was hesitant and didn't want to do it until he heard Aonuma said that Sakurai is the only person that can do it, which is awesome. Sure. He was like, if one of the creators that is represented in the game through Zelda is saying that I need to do this, then it's my job to do it.
Yeah,
that's so fucking cool. Sakurai's a badass,
dude. He's the best. He's the fucking best.
I love him.
God. And really the thing that I ultimately hope for is that we get we get a new idea, a new game from him before he finishes and is done retiring. Though, could you blame the man for going out on top with Smash Ultimate? No.
If he was done right now, I don't blame him. You know,
I frankly, that might be the better move for him. Like, he made one of the greatest games of all time. Just finish on top, buddy. You fucking did it.
What a badass.
Oh, the Switch is so cool, man.
The Switch is so, you're tearing up right now. You're like, oh, the Switch is so good.
I'm fucking crying.
We still need to do that video or like part of a podcast or something, just talking about. It's so fucking.
I want
so good. It's so good. Dude, the Switch Live every day when I'm like putting like a new game on my shelf because I get games every day. Tucker is just damn. This really is the greatest library of all time.
Jesus Christ, it's not even fucking close for me. Holy shit! But totally off tangent. But similar to what you're saying. You getting games all the time, you are lucky that you live in a judgment-free household. Because when I sat down on the couch, I texted you. That's a great point. I sat down on the couch after you told me that Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is still on sale. I'm like, fine. It's only $12. I've got $5 in gold points. $7. That's no fucking skin on my back.
Yeah.
And I sat down there, and I was looking up Final Fantasy on the fucking store, and my girlfriend Rachel sitting next to me. She's like, are you buying another video game?
Oh, come
on. And I'm like, oh, no. And I'm like, I already don't feel great about buying Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Why not? What's this hate?
And then I'm like, it's only $7. And she's like, seems like you're always getting video games. And I got a little defensive, but to my somewhat credit, I don't buy almost anything else. And I know you certainly don't either.
No.
But this is my thing. People buy things. My mom buys fucking purses and shoes. Rachel buys books. Video games are my fucking thing.
Yeah.
Let me have my fucking thing. I don't buy movies. I don't pay for so many of the movies I watch because I'm saving my money for goddamn video games.
Yeah.
It's my thing. Let me have a thing.
Sometimes
I'm fiscally responsible, frankly.
Sometimes I'm sitting down here. I'm wondering because like I know how much like money I'm making versus how much I spend on video games or whatever. I budget it all correctly, and I'm thinking like, man, what do people spend their money on? If not video games, like you can spend money on. Like, is she going to Barnes and Noble and spending $30 on a fucking book?
She frequents Half Price, and she goes to
Half Price is great. Half Price is great.
I love Half Price. Also, Half Price, pretty good for games.
Yeah, I've gotten some good stuff there.
Yeah, because they don't know the prices like secondhand game stores do. Sometimes they do.
Mine does now, unfortunately. They price it like exactly. It's so frustrating because when I first moved here, it was actually pretty good. I got some pretty decent stuff. I got I mean, it was still above MSRP, but I got Busted Groove on PS1 for like $60, which is like a $200 game now. But for the past like 6 months, it's just been they know. It's very sad to me.
Well, I unfortunately I don't have one close to me. I actually don't have really any good retro game stores close to me. I'll also be spending a lot more money.
I just realized they must have sold it. There was a sealed copy of Game & Wario in that case for like 2 years. It was for $300.
Oh my god!
But I guess it must have sold. I just realized it hasn't been there.
I want to play Game & Wario, but do I have that opportunity anymore? Not really. That's fucking expensive.
You can mod your Wii U. Play with Abram when he joins, comes over or something.
Actually, little maybe like life spoilers here. Abram might be moving to Lincoln, and we might live together.
Are you serious?
I'd fucking BLB Hype House with
the BLB Hype House.
Yeah,
you get like a custom banner put up on your house.
We get like a neon sign, custom neon sign, BLB logo.
That'd be badass, dude.
But he will bring his Wii U, obviously, and so I'll have access to Game & Wario for that from that angle.
Finally, the real reason you're getting him to move in with you.
Don't tell him. Everyone know. And everyone know you're watching. Every time I think about him living with me, one of the first things on my mind is, "Oh, cool! I could play games with Mario." I didn't say I was right in the head. I never made that claim.
The game of Mario BLB household.
Oh yeah,
playing Mario where smooth moves every day. Everybody wants to Switch every day. Non-stop fun in that household.
Oh yeah.
Let's get back to the news though, Tucker. If I can find it.
Oh yeah,
we had 2 shovelware or like tie-in games this week. It's a double feature. Really, we got there was actually like 5. So if you don't know, there's this company that basically does all like the licensed Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon games called Game Mill, which is hilarious that the name is Game Mill because they just churn out what is ostensibly crap. But like I respect it because I grew up with licensed games, Monster House on GameCube, an absolute classic.
They're also kind of the only ones still doing this,
right? So I actually do respect it. They announced a couple things. They announced like some Trolls game. I think it was like Pickleball or some shit. I don't know, but the ones that I'm interested in, Tucker. They announced DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing is releasing on October 24th, which is once again talking about Chocobo GP, another kart racer. Probably won't be very good. I think they did like 3 Nickelodeon racing games, so I'm sure it'll just be a reskin of that.
They did. Slime Speedway, the third one, came out last year.
I kind of want to play one of those just to see. But then more importantly,
I can't imagine that Nickelodeon Kart Racer 1 costs a particularly large amount, though.
Probably not. I'm at the cop all 3 of them, really. Get the whole trilogy. They should do a trilogy pack.
Would you buy a trilogy pack?
Not for more than $15.
That would be worth more than $15, and you fucking know it.
I know it.
Wait, they also made Cruisin' Blast?
Did they really?
Oh, I thought Cruisin' Blast was published by Nintendo.
It's not published by Nintendo, but Nintendo
is an arcade game. No, this is an arcade game. We're thinking of
Cruisin' Blast. Nintendo does own Cruisin' Blast, but they didn't publish it on Switch.
Oh,
it's some weird. I don't know exactly how that's split up there.
No, wait. Raw Thrills. Wait,
that sounds right. But Nintendo does own the IP.
Raw Thrills. Who's fucking Raw Thrills? How did I get? They made Slither.io. Wait, what?
They made.
I'm learning things, Bo. My fucking brain is expanding. I'm learning about
Raw Thrills.
Raw Thrills, which is a game dev company that did Doodle Jump Arcade.
Classic.
Fast and Furious Super Bikes.
Classic.
What the fuck is that?
Remember that Fast and Furious game that ended the Game Awards a couple years back, and then it was just dog shit.
It was dog water. Apparently, I'm so glad I never played that. Apparently, it's canon.
Well, Vin Diesel was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Wait, the fucking Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl Game Mill, they made fucking Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. Well, they published it. Sorry, but like still.
Right. Well, I think they I don't know exactly how the development teams are split up here because to the other announcement, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 was announced for Switch this week, which I'm actually kind of excited for because I actually BoFact here, Tucker. I platinumed that game on PS5.
Really?
I platinumed Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I don't like probably like 10 hours. And most of that was just grinding online with some guy I found on PSN profiles. Like, hey, you just want to like grind some good. Because the game came out in October of 2021. I probably played it early December of that year. The servers were already fucking dead. So I had to find somebody to get the online trophy with. And I just sat here listening to a podcast while like throwing myself off the stage or whatever. But listen, I love Smash Bros.
Another game to platinum. When is All-Star Brawl 2 coming out? Is that this year or is it next year?
I think it's this year. I don't know if there's a date yet. I would assume in the October-November window. But it actually looks like a pretty big improvement over the first game. I mean, All-Star Brawl 1 was improved a lot throughout its life with a season pass that added some characters. Garfield was added. Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot was added. I think Nigel Thornberry was added, or maybe he was in the base game. I don't remember. But
he was a DLC character. I remember him being announced.
So new characters they already announced. Jimmy Neutron, who was somehow not in the base game. I don't understand.
Crazy that he wasn't in there.
And also Squidward, which wasn't in there.
Yeah.
But also just graphically, it looks like they improved it a lot. Of course, with All-Star Brawl 1, it didn't have voice lines when it came out when I played it, but they actually added that later on. I guess they didn't have the budget. So like SpongeBob, there was no SpongeBob voice in All-Star Brawl originally, but now they actually have the voice actors, which is a huge quality of life thing. Yeah, I don't know. I like
my dad's friend's gonna be getting some work. My dad's friend is the voice actor for fucking Patrick Star.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I met that guy once. Patrick Star, voice actor. I don't know why my dad knows this fucking guy. My dad knows Bill. Oh, I don't know if I want to say this. This sounds like a fucking curse word. It sounds like a slur.
Okay,
Look at this.
just like pacing. Fagerbach?
Fagerbacky? I don't know. looks like something I shouldn't be saying. My dad knows fucking weird people. I got to meet Frank Oz last year. Hey, Frank Oz?
I don't know.
He's Yoda.
Is. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's a fucking Muppet guy.
Well, your dad's famous, Tucker, as we now know.
He's not actually that famous, but whatever. Oh wait, no, yeah. Oh no.
The Wonder Bread years.
I was hanging out with my family. I was chilling. I'm in fucking tropical paradise here, and I looked down on my phone because Discord always on me. And I looked down, and I see a DM from you, and it's like, look what I found. I had a DVD of my dad.
Yeah, and it's signed. I didn't know it was your dad. I've just had it.
Are you gonna keep it?
I might have to now.
Yeah, just for fun, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. If I ever end up, your dad lives in Austin, right? That's where your family is. If I ever end up in Austin, I will track down your dad and just hand it to him. Be like, I host a podcast with his son.
No, you do not need to hand this to him. In his closet are like 6 fucking boxes of these.
Is it really? You do not need
to give him another one of these. No, because he doesn't really sell them. Like he only sells them at shows.
Oh, sure.
Like as like when you're finished, go out in the lobby and we have, I don't know, fucking merchandise. But
it's so funny that my girlfriend was like, wait a second.
How did she know?
That was your dad? Because I fucking mentioned it to her at some point, because it's fucking wild that your dad was a writer on Seinfeld.
Yeah. It's crazy that you had that, though.
It's very funny. But, to the point, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I can't imagine you're interested in this. I will not be picking this up at full price, certainly, but maybe on Black Friday or something if it's cheap enough. Because I think I like cheap Smash Bros. Clones. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like that Game Mill keeps this type of game alive, and when I say this type of game, I mean low budget games, especially just like how they churn out sequels. It definitely reminds me of the PS2 era, like 2 years in between Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 and 2. 3 Nickelodeon Slime Speedways or whatever the fuck on Switch.
No, I like that. Just the subtitle of Slime Speedway.
I like that they just keep churning these out. Some people might think they're crash grabs, and yeah, if you pay full price for them, don't do that.
But you know what is really what? Oh, never mind. I'm fucking my own joke. Never mind. I was gonna make a joke about that Crash MOBA and say that was a crash grab.
Crash grab.
That's what you said. Whatever. Fuck up the joke. We'll get him next time, guys. Don't worry.
Well, we're getting a lot of games from Game Mill this year. Off topic, but I'm very sad, Tucker. I have officially done goofed. So every year I try to fly back to visit my family, and I usually just visit around my sister's birthday, which is late October. Tucker, I booked a flight for October 20th without thinking. I fucked up. That's the day Mario Wonder and Spider-Man come out. Yeah. I absolutely. So I'm gonna be getting that early copy of Mario Wonder to not have to deal with all that. Fuck that. I was laying. I bought
time to focus on Mario and then come back and play Spider-Man. It's not too bad,
right? But I want to be able to. First of all, my flight. I leave. It's actually like Thursday night, so I won't get my physical copy of Mario Wonder if I can't get an early copy. So there's that. But also, it's funny. I bought the ticket a few days ago. And I was laying in bed last night. And I was like, wait a second, I fucked up because I saw something. Apparently, not only Tucker, October 20th is a big day for me. Not only are we getting Mario Wonder, not only are we getting Spider-Man 2, most importantly, Tucker, Naruto to Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is also releasing that day.
What are you gonna do?
Probably play Naruto. I will.
I guess so.
I'm sorry. Listen.
How much will you pay for an early copy of that game?
Of Naruto or Mario Wonder?
Naruto.
I will pay for an early copy. I already pre-ordered it through the Best Buy thing for Switch.
Oh, but you can't pick it up, so you won't be able to play it until you're back.
I'll survive. Especially if I mean,
you just said that you'll play Naruto over the other ones.
I'll play it over Spider-Man. I'll play it over Spider-Man. I've played 3 Spider-Man games. I've only played like 5 or 7, maybe like 10 Naruto Storm games, but I need another one. It's been a while since the last one, so I'm excited for that.
Holy shit!
There's an original story with the OCs, Tucker. I can't wait to see the Naruto Storm OCs.
It's like the Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces of Naruto games.
Of Naruto. Yeah.
I think that date was a rumor, but I would assume it's real.
Why would anyone fucking lie about that?
See, you say that. This will be one of the better selling games of the year, though. These games sell very well. They're very popular.
Yeah.
But
You and your licensed games. I frankly, other than major published licensed games, things like Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and like the Arkham games and stuff like that, I don't know if I've ever played a licensed game. I played like mobile game, like licensed mobile games.
I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't know what I was getting. I had fucking Barnyard on GameCube, Monster House, like I mentioned. Series of Unfortunate Events was actually a fun game. I remember.
What kind of game is that?
It was like a 3D adventure game, but like you're in the house or whatever, and you're like doing weird puzzles with like weird contraptions and stuff.
For Series of Unfortunate Events?
Yeah, you're like making contraptions, I believe. I don't remember too much. It's been a long time since I saw that movie, also.
But, I've never seen it.
It was fun when I was a kid. I read the books.
I'm sure. The only thing that I'm just thinking of is like, I like to diversify my game diet, if you will.
Sure.
And like try different things, especially this year. I've been pretty good at especially for new games, trying games in series or genres that I haven't traditionally been a fan of, and that's how I loved Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
and played that a ton with
my friends. Good job this year, I think, of that.
Yeah, just, like, trying to but these kind of licensed games is a really big blind spot for me. I have just zero experience with them, and so although I think it's funny when one of them is announced, it's not something that I have any interest in.
Yeah,
I will also not be picking up Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 for full price, but I think it'd be fun for me to try one of these kinds of games at some point.
Yeah,
just to dabble.
It has rollback. It has rollback netcode, which is awesome. For
I'm watching the trailer. It is fucking night and day for the visuals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The character models are so much
They obviously
better.
did not have a budget
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they do, which is cool.
It still doesn't look amazing.
Yeah, but like it's fine.
They say new gameplay. Was this like different kind of moves, like fucking air dashing or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know.
New campaign, Bo. There's a campaign where SpongeBob and Patrick get stuck through star portals and then Invader Zim. What's going on here, Dane Phantom?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't really play licensed games like ever. Unless you count anime games. I play a lot of anime games, which that's fair. But those are also just clearly higher quality. You can't lump those together with this.
Sure.
Or maybe you do. Maybe you're sicko. Okay. Maybe you're gonna shame me for playing Naruto Storm instead of Spider-Man.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I'm tired of Spider-Man.
But will we have a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 news segment every time a new character is announced?
Absolutely.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Yes! And then, you know what's going to happen, Bo?
The DLC.
Maybe every 3 weeks or something, every 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to get a new one of these new character announced. Maybe more than that, or less than that. I don't know. I don't know how many characters
are. If it comes out this year, definitely once a month, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's right. And Bo, then we're gonna hype ourselves up for this game, and then we're gonna want to get it at launch, Bo. That's the problem.
Well, does Best Buy buy to? I need to like contact Best Buy and see if I can get like a sponsorship, because the amount of times I've said Best Buy buy 2 get 1 sale in my videos over the past month is insane.
Is that how sponsors work? You're like, oh, I already do this for free. Pay me.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I never even thought about being sponsored.
That's, you know,
I wouldn't even know how to fucking
I like your deal. Can I like have free Total Tech membership or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah.
All right, final piece of news here, Tucker. This is a rumor, although later Ubisoft commented on it. Let me see here. VGC reported that Ubisoft was canceling the Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel, which was never announced, to be fair, but it was pretty widely known to be in development. This was actually a Switch game, if you don't know, which is why I'm talking about it. I don't know who the fuck played this on Switch. This is like their attempt at Breath of the Wild, basically. Assassin's Creed Breath of the Wild. I never played it.
Yes.
But according to VGC, Ubisoft was canceling the game. Ubisoft actually put out a comment saying, quote, as part of our global strategy, we are redirecting and reallocating some creative teams and resources within the Quebec studio to other unannounced projects. The expertise and technologies these teams developed will serve as an accelerator for the development of these key projects focused on our bigger brands. We have nothing further to share at this time, which to me sounds like they canceled this game. So kind of a shame because, I mean, listen, Ubisoft's so weird, especially recently, because for a while there, they were trying a lot of weird stuff, new stuff, Immortals. I mean, this is going further back, but like Child of Light and Valiant Hearts, and even stuff like Riders Republic and Steep. It feels like right now, I don't know if they're just really in that bad of a spot. They're just canceling everything and just making Assassin's Creed. Dude, there's like 4 Assassin's Creed games announced.
It's true.
Can you imagine?
Most of them are through Infinity, right?
Well, Infinity is just like a launcher or something.
Oh.
Can you imagine if Activision announced like 4 years of COD right now? Like, yep, 2023 you're getting Modern Warfare 3, 2024 you're getting Black Ops 5, and then it's like that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they've announced.
It would just fuck up the announcement cycle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Well, they're not in a bad place right now. They've got fucking Avatar and Star Wars coming out.
Financially, they definitely aren't in a bad space.
Well, so then why did you say they're in a bad place for with canceling things? Dude, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? They've canceled so many games.
What else have they canceled recently?
They've canceled like 10 games in the past year.
Can you pull any of them, or are they just?
They canceled the Splinter Cell game. They canceled. It's to be fair, it's a lot of unannounced stuff, and it's a lot of live service games that they then. But like it's stuff we knew about.
Let's go.
Yeah, I would need to look it up, but not Skull and Bones because of the Singapore government deal or whatever the hell happened with that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they keep canceling stuff. Luckily, Avatar and Star Wars. That's only one of their studios. Look at the Prince of Persia remake. Yeah. Think about it. It's been 4 years since the last Assassin's Creed. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Well,
that doesn't. It's 3 years. 3 years. Sorry. Yeah. But that's weird either way. That's still weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not saying nothing about nothing.
Ubisoft's clearly not in a good spot. And this is just another.
Just give me a new Rayman game. Yeah. Also, I remember earlier,
like, coming out
a month ago, they were talking about how. They were talking about that game's still fucking never happening.
No, that's obviously not.
How Sparks of Hope was underperforming based on their.
That's another game that didn't do well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. Apparently, I haven't played it.
It was great.
But I'm excited for fucking Lost Crown and Outlaws and Avatar. So like, and kind of Mirage. So frankly, for me, Ubisoft is in the best place they ever have been. They have 4 games within the next 6 months that I've never been that interested in any games.
They canceled like 2 Ghost Recon Battle Royales.
Don't they have a mobile game? They've got a Division mobile game coming up.
Is that a mobile game? I thought that's like no. I think they did. They have the Division Heartland. That's a console game, isn't it?
Oh.
I think it's a free to play console game.
I gotcha. That's
which now that you say it, it probably would also come to mobile. I imagine. That's how they do things here.
I don't know,
but
Ubisoft.
Immortal sequel getting canceled. I don't really care, but
no. Yeah, I don't think many people do.
It would have been nice though. New IP are nice. Is my point.
It's true. Like,
stop. Tucker. I'm so tired of you talk about licensed games. You play Star Wars games. You're excited for this Avatar game. Those are licensed games. Which, to be fair, you mentioned like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm very much done with this shit. I'm tired of the biggest developers making Marvel and Star Wars games. Fucking stop.
That's fair.
Avatar is respectable. That's fine. No one's ever done that before. But holy shit.
There's one game. There was a James Cameron Avatar on PS3.
Sure. I
don't know what that game's like. I want to fucking look up the gameplay. I can't imagine that's good.
I'm so tired of Marvel and Star Wars games. Listen, people hating on the MCU. I think a little bit of that is justified, understandably.
Oh yeah.
But
I didn't watch any of Secret Invasion, but apparently it's bad.
I saw one clip of Nick Fury punching a Skrull, and it looked fucking goofy as hell. But like, I'm not even like that MCU fatigued, but gaming fatigued. And here's the thing too. I'm fatigued by announcements of games. I'm not even fatigued by the games themselves. They keep announcing shit that never releases. Bro, there's 2 Black Panther games announced. Why?
Yeah, that's nuts.
What the fuck?
There are a lot of announced games for fucking Marvel. I'm you're right that those are kind of annoying. It's like, oh really? Now there's like overlap. It's weird. Yeah. But
Star Wars Outlaws does look good, to be fair. But
it does. So does Avatar. And so does I would say Prince of Persia, but we're not talking about that anymore. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Tucker, let's get into our listener questions. A couple questions to get into this week. I'm excited for this one. I'm going to lay out the rest of my summer here, I think.
Okay.
Ethan Cantu asked, how do you prioritize what you want to play? I feel like there's so much to get to and so little time. Really enjoy the pod. Keep it up. So, I was thinking about this last night because I'm more or less done with Pikmin 4. I need to clean up Final Fantasy 16. And by clean it up, I mean play like half the game still. And then maybe finish Final Fantasy 3. For me, in terms of prioritizing what I want to play, I kind of just go based off of vibes. But also, I noticed, and I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, there's a pretty big gap in first-party Nintendo software from Pikmin 4 to Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
So right now I'm trying to like internalize, okay, what can I squeeze in right now before the next rush of games? Because I don't really care.
Squeeze. That's 2 months.
Well, let me get to that. So there's not much on Nintendo that I want to play, but like Armored Core comes out at the end of August. There's some stuff I'll certainly be messing around with on Game Pass in September. Payday 3.
You interested in Venba? That's in 3 days.
What is that?
Venba.
What is Venba?
You don't know Venba? It's a fucking cooking game with a really cool art style. Indie game comes out in 3 days.
I will not be playing.
It was in you're a motherfucker. This game was awesome. This was one of the Indie World announcements last year.
No, I haven't watched the past couple Indie Worlds, to be honest with you.
No.
But
Venba looks so good. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, in terms of picking what to play, normally I keep up in the new games, usually. If it's a new game and I want to play it, I play it. There's a couple I've missed this year. I still haven't finished Resident Evil 4, which is probably the biggest one this year for me that I haven't played.
Absolutely same for me.
But
there's really not that much that I haven't kept up with this year. I'm actually pretty proud of myself.
Resident Evil 4 is really the only thing I've missed, and then Final Fantasy 16, if I end up not finishing it, that'll be a permanent stain on my record. You know?
Yeah, it's like really your Xenoblade.
Just like it's like a stain on the Final Fantasy franchise, Tucker.
I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat. Okay. All right.
But yeah, I just kind of play what I want that's coming out, and then I try to squeeze in whatever I want in between. So like a few weeks ago, I played Yakuza 0, because there was a gap in between. What was that? Tears of the Kingdom and fucking Pikmin. Like I always just try to like squeeze in stuff that is on the backlog. So right now, I was laying in bed last night. I was like, okay, what am I gonna play between Pikmin 4 and Mario Wonder? I want to play Detective Pikachu 1 before it returns, so that's definitely going to happen. I would maybe like to try to squeeze in a Final Fantasy 9.
I need to finish that game. Fuck.
I would like to maybe try to do Final Fantasy 9, depending on how long 16 takes me. And then most importantly, Tucker, I found out last night, Yakuza is leaving PS Plus. So on August 15th, they're removing Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. I finished 0, which is the long one, but there is a very high chance that next week, when we come back to this podcast, I will at least be balls deep into Kiwami, because I don't know about those games.
2 Yakuza games are taking away from one of the games of the year of fucking Final Fantasy 16.
Yakuza's better than Final Fantasy, I promise you. So I'll probably be doing that now. I wanted to play more Yakuza this year, but I'll probably kind of expedite that process.
Yeah.
And then if I can, I would like to just get back to some older Nintendo games this year. But usually I just prioritize what's new and then squeeze in what I can around that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think, especially this year, I have been way better about keeping up with new stuff. A lot of stuff has come out this year. Luckily, I haven't been super excited about all of it. Like, I'm okay that I didn't play Dead Space or Hogwarts Legacy, or I don't know. There's been some other big things this year that I'm just not interested in. I'm okay with that. In terms of things that I am interested in, Resident Evil 4, I agree with you. That's like really one of the only things that I of any real repute that I'm that I haven't.
You didn't play Bayonetta Origin.
True, Bayonetta Origin is there's actually 3. There's 3, and all of different scales.
I was more so saying that as a joke, but yeah.
No, but I am interested in that game.
That game's pretty good. That's a good game.
Resident Evil 4 remake, Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the fucking Demon of Tomorrow, and Dredge. I want to play Dredge.
Oh, sure.
But
things about Dredge. Yeah.
Otherwise, I've been pretty good this year, which feels very good. I'm very much the kind of person that, especially I'm much better with movies, but like when I miss something, I have a hard time going back and catching up with it unless it's like old, and then I'm like, oh, this is exciting, and I'm kind of going back. But if it's like in that like 18 months to like 2 months range of like ago, I'm like.
That's why I always try to play something while in the zeitgeist, which is why right now would probably be the best time for me to play these Oracle games. Because if it gets within a week and I don't start one of them, and I really want to start one of them because it's some of the
also the best time to finish Final Fantasy 16.
If I don't fucking start one of those Oracle games within the next 7 days, Tucker, I'm not going to play them for the next 10 years. Which is an issue. So I gotta at least start. I want to at least knock out one of them. Here's the thing: why are they 12 hours long? I looked up how long to be like 12-hour games, and 2 of them. That's a little too much. Nintendo, calm down. Capcom, with your Zelda developed games. Managed Cap is not that long, I don't think. It probably is.
But I'm very much a vibes person when it comes to what else I'm playing that's not new. There are a few games that I make an effort to go back and finish or try. But usually I am a random person. Like I like to just see something in my collection, be like, that'd be funny to play. Like that'd be weird if I played that, and then I jumped to it. Like the fact that I was playing Detective Pikachu a month before it was announced that there was a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, what business did I have doing that? Is absolutely zero. Is the fucking correct answer. or the fact that I just play like random Kirby games. Like,
yeah,
what?
But
like,
see, here's the thing though.
Little Deviants. That was one of the first games I played when we were talking about this fucking show.
I'm talking about all these games I'm going to play over the next 2 months in this little bit of a gap we have here. I could very just as easily do none of that and play Final Fantasy 14. That is very possible. My plans sometimes go awry. Now, something I am going to be playing tonight, Tucker. Actually got pretty good reviews, or some good reviews. Tim Geddes fucking loved it, apparently. Disney Illusion Island. I picked it up in the classic.
I've heard it was good, yeah.
Best Buy 2 get 1 sale. Sponsored. And it actually looks really good. Apparently it's pretty short, like 8 hours. Play with my girlfriend, co-op. I'm excited.
Apparently it's more Metroidvania than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a Metroidvania, I'm gonna be honest. Which I think, honestly, does hamper my excitement a little bit. I thought it was gonna be like a simple platform I can just kind of sit back, relax. Yeah. Like Metroidvania is a little bit more.
I thought it was like a Rayman Legends type.
So yeah, I thought so too. But I'm excited for that. That's coming in. So I'll be playing that instead of Final Fantasy 16 tonight. Every day I'm just gonna message you on Discord. I'm playing this game instead of Final Fantasy 16 right now.
You're a fucking bastard. Just finish the game. There's so much to talk about in the second half. Oh my god, I just want to fucking talk about that game.
I need to get to it.
God, I'm so excited for tomorrow morning because I get to wake up, go for my walk, which I haven't gone for a walk in a week because I've been traveling, and listen to the Sacred Symbols Final Fantasy 16 video. Mm-hmm. I'm so fucking excited for that. I get really excited about the weirdest goddamn things.
You're excited to listen to a podcast. You're like, ooh.
I
mean, that's me whenever like a Nintendo Direct or something happens, like a PlayStation Showcase. I'm like, I need to hear everything now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Caleb asked, do you think Paper Mario will release next year, and what style of game do you think it will be? I think we talked about this a little bit. I think there's a chance we get a port of a Paper Mario game. Because, Tucker, if you don't know, the Paper Mario cycle is every 4 years. Next year. Yeah, that is true. I think there was one time.
2016, 2020, yeah.
There was a gap, I think, between Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario. That was 5 years, I think, or something like that. But it's pretty much every 4 years. So I think it's possible we get a port next year. Mm-hmm. Especially if the Switch 2 is like 2025. Because they're going to have to fill in those gaps with more ports. So I think a Super Paper Mario port makes a lot of sense. People keep saying Thousand Year Door. I get it. It's the fan favorite. That's the best-selling game. It's Super Paper Mario. So I feel like that makes more sense. We're definitely not getting a new one, though. I don't think there's any chance.
No, yeah, I mean, well, now that I was not aware of the 4-year cycle, that is actually very interesting. And if it's been that consistent, I don't see why they wouldn't. How did Origami King sell? Origami.
Oh, so like 3 million copies.
Sales. Actually, I'm just looking at Paper Mario Series sales. 3.34 Paper Mario Series sales. Paper Mario video game sale wiki. My favorite. Love you guys. Yeah. Okay. Holy shit! Oh my god, Color Splash did bad. Oh my fucking god, dude.
That's also possible for
Color Splash.
I think
Color Splash has less people have played Color Splash than Exoprimal.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Origami King 3.1, which is the second highest selling. So I actually think there's a now that I've heard about the cycle, and okay, so it looks like 4 years between Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door, 3 years between Thousand Year Door and Paper Mario. What you were thinking of was Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star had a 5-year gap. And then
okay, because in my mind, I was thinking Super Paper Mario came out in 2008, but it was 2007, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't have known that either way. But I think that actually, now that I know about this and seeing that Origami King is one of the best selling, it's the second by a significant margin, by like almost 1 million. Why wouldn't they make a second one?
Well, worth noting, we've never gotten 2 on one platform.
On one system.
So I think a port makes
sense.
But
they've also in the life of Paper Mario only had one console going.
That's true.
Because every 4 years, 5 years, whatever, and then
lined up perfectly with their handhelds and
for 3DS and Wii U.
Out,
yeah. But Switch's life cycle is long enough to where it's survived. Wait, that'll be next year. I'm gonna go on a limb and say we do get another one next year.
You think it'll be a new game though?
I think so. I think so.
I'm gonna. I don't know why. And think a port, and say that new game for the next console.
But then would that count for the 4-year thing?
I think so.
Yeah, but currently the 4-year thing is a new game every 4 years.
Yeah, but we can add new rules to it. To our weird superstition about Paper Mario release. What's the Mario Kart one? Is it every 3 years? Yeah, it's every 3 years. which I think is actually still accurate, Tucker, which is crazy.
What do you mean?
Because
in terms of home invasion and live?
Yeah, Mario Kart, going back, Mario Kart Wii 2008, Mario Kart 7 2011, Mario Kart 8 2014, 8 Deluxe 2017.
Yeah.
Tour was 2019, I believe. So then, home invasion was 2020.
It was 2020, yeah.
And then, like, we'll just count Booster Course Pass as a game because fuck it.
But it started last year.
So basically, we're getting Mario Kart 10 in 2026 confirmed. They're gonna wait 3 years.
That's fine by me. I mean, hey, that's like a
that actually would probably line up pretty well if it comes out in 2025. That makes sense. Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine the nice 1-2 punch of launch your system with a fucking 3D Mario, and then a year later you've got a Mario Kart?
And then a year later you get Smash?
2027, that's right! That's fucking right! Bo?
I got the whole lineup planned.
Bo, the next system's gonna be even better.
I'm starting to get excited because, like, obviously I'm very anti Switch 2 releasing in this year or next year, whatever. But I am starting to like get a little tingly thinking about, man, the moment that shit is announced, I'm going so hard on YouTube.
Dude.
Because we're at the point in the Switch's life cycle where, like, I feel like I can't really predict a new Paper Mario because we already got one. I can't predict Smash stuff right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Animal Crossing or 3D Mario. I know that shit's being saved at this point. So
yeah. Well, yeah, because what the fuck would the point be of releasing another Animal Crossing on the Switch?
Yeah.
The best-selling Animal Crossing is already on the Switch.
But the moment they announce that new console, all bets are off, dude. It's gonna be so fun. Right now it's fun because it's like, oh, Rhythm Heaven, maybe fucking Miitopia or Tomodachi Life would be cool, but it's all like the smaller stuff, you know?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bo, now here's a real question about Switch 2. Do you think we'll get another investor-style presentation like we did in 2017?
No.
Or do you think they're past that?
It'll be a direct.
It even felt antiquated for the time.
Yeah. It'll probably be a similar thing where they do like the commercial revealing it and then a direct later to announce games and stuff.
Yeah. The Switch was the first time they ever announced a console through a video. Because otherwise it's E3. It's someone walking out on stage with one in their hand.
You're right. It'll be some pre-made video for sure when they first show it.
Yeah, I think we're in that era now.
I think it's weird that they didn't announce like the name or anything beforehand. I mean, they announced the NX. But I remember refreshing YouTube that day, and I just saw introduction to Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. Oh, I'm so fucking. But we started this podcast at the perfect time. We'll just be building our audience in a few months when the next system is revealed, and then that's just. But that's not even like a month of speculation. That's like 2 years worth of speculation.
Oh yeah, no, that's everything. New console comes out, bam.
Holy
Respect
shit.
all these YouTube grinders grinding out the Switch 2 content. I can't do it right now. I don't care enough right now because it's not happening right now. All right. Choked by Backlog asked, is there a game whose story got spoiled for you in some way so that you felt regretful after playing it, feeling like the game would have been way more impactful if only you had encountered that one dreadful spoiler? Here's the thing with me, Tucker. Maybe you're completely different. I actually don't really mind spoilers. I really don't care. Like if something happens and it hits me and I didn't know about it, obviously that's like insane, like a plot twist moment, like, oh my god. But also there's a weird comfort in knowing what's coming in a lot of ways for me.
Sure. Yeah.
But I can see it both ways, but I can't think of a specific game that really, like, I was like, oh man, I can't believe that got spoiled for me. I'm sure it's happened, but
I don't think I've had anything important spoiled for me either. And if I did, it obviously wasn't important enough to like stick with me. I know that I definitely was not spoiled on Last of Us 2 somehow.
That's crazy. That's
everything
crazy.
About that game. I went in without fucking news. I might have heard that you switched to Abby, but at the point didn't like mean anything to me. So whatever. But
the entire cutscene of the one thing, like 3 months before the game came out.
But also, like, so I'm the kind of person that if I'm not involved in playing a game, I don't look at content for it anyway. So, and that's true for games that I haven't played yet. Like, I hadn't played. What are some of the biggest spoilers in gaming? Well, okay, I think the most obvious one is Final Fantasy VII and Aerith dying. I don't give a fuck about that. That's fine. Whatever. It would have been a big deal 30 years ago, but it's not 30 years ago anymore. But other than that, and like, I guess like I know the BioShock twist.
See, I don't know that. I keep seeing people allude to that. I actually don't know what that is. I don't know anything about BioShock. Okay. So maybe
I don't know if I knew that going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I can comfortably say I've never been spoiled on something that was a big enough spoiler to where I cared, or that it impacted my experience. But I also think that is because, especially when a new game is coming out and I care, I don't like go super hard. I don't mute things on Twitter or anything, or sorry, X. But I avoid spoilers. Like I don't seek them out. I don't talk like when people put spoilers on Discord and they block it out. I don't click on those. So I wasn't spoiled on things for God of War Ragnarok or Last of Us 2 or Final Fantasy 16. Like I was ready to play these games, so I wasn't like I'm going to be playing them. I will know what it is in 10 days. So I'm fine waiting 10 days to find out and getting the raw experience for it.
Yeah, you're right. It's cool because like usually I don't play that many like Sony first party like really story heavy games that often.
Mm-hmm.
So when something happens like
badass. Your camera shut down.
Oh, fantastic. It started overheating again. But what I was saying, like a great example of something that did not get spoiled for me is the ending of Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh, I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, you still don't know what that is. But for all you people listening,
I mean, I kind of do.
We're not going to talk about it here, but there's an image of some characters. It's fucking awesome. And I lost my shit. There's like 500 screenshots because I was spamming the screenshot button.
Dude,
if that had been spoiled for me, it definitely would have been a little bit lessened. Sure. I think. But also, it's still fucking cool. Now, not talking about games for a second, I will say, and maybe this is crazy of me, Tucker, but me and my friend Tony were obviously huge One Piece fans. I actively look out One Piece spoilers because the magazine comes out on Sundays. Usually a text blurb saying what happens in the chapter comes out like Wednesday before. So I'll look at that, and then I'll read the scans before the chapter even comes out, and then I'll read the chapter. Because I feel like for a manga, you're reading it anyway. It doesn't really fucking matter. You're just learning the information. I guess if you were like watching the anime or something, that'd be different. But manga for me, I'm just like, I'll just read the spoilers if I really care.
I think when it comes to movie spoilers, I'm a little bit. I've been impacted just slightly more. Though I obviously am pretty good at seeing movies when they come out.
As we
know. And also spoilers, especially for like MCU stuff. There's so many rumors and so many ideas and so many this is going to happen and this is a leak and most of it doesn't happen. So I'm very desensitized to those. The only time I've ever been actually spoiled on something was before Infinity War. I learned that Loki got killed, which isn't the craziest, but it's it's a reasonably big spoiler. And the only reason that happened is because the movie came out Thursday night. Some people saw it, and then Friday morning I left for a band trip, and I wasn't able to see it for the entire weekend because I was fucking 16. And I had to go on the band trip. And on the bus, I was sitting behind two girls, and they were talking like, "Oh yeah, and Loki dies." I'm like, fuck. And I got up from my seat.
That's actually interesting. You bring up
the entire weekend. I deleted every social media I had because I'm like, I will not be spoiled on Infinity War, which is probably a good thing because Infinity War's ending, and that's one of the spoilers of all time. If you got that spoiled for you,
sure. That is funny you bring up MCU though, because like I saw Secret Invasion spoilers on my timeline yesterday.
I don't know anything.
I know the big plot twist of it, Secret Invasion. I don't give a fuck though. Like I don't know. I just don't really care that much. I'm not muting hashtags and all that. Now there's also different varying degrees of spoilers. Some like the Pikmin thing. We're not gonna say what it is, but there's a thing in Pikmin that I haven't done that you did, a little side thing, that some people would consider that a spoiler. Is that really a spoiler though? It's so small.
Yeah. It's also the kind of thing that as soon as everyone gets to it, everyone's gonna talk about it. So like, I mean, it was cool for me to be surprised by it. I had a moment where I'm like, I can't believe they did this. I mean, I heard in general people like, oh man, like old school Pikmin fans are gonna be very happy.
Like,
what happens in
was it a spoiler to say Tears of the Kingdom had shrines before it was announced from leaks?
People would say that it was spoiler to say that they had dungeons.
That's crazy. That's crazy because obviously it did.
Yeah. No, story spoilers are really the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
Pikmin never had anything to spoil ever before. And so the chance that the fact that there is something that's maybe a spoiler is already pretty impressive.
Do you think someone's gonna comment angry at me that I said you get a purple onion?
Maybe.
I spoiled that.
It's fucking. Now, when it comes to spoilers, there's no one I know that's more careful about spoilers than our friend Phil in our Discord server, who was upset that purple Pikmin were on the box art of Pikmin 4. And that might be the craziest I've ever thought that someone was. I'm like,
well, what? Actually, that's funny that you say that. I don't know. I think it was maybe a YouTube comment or something. I saw someone complaining that someone had spoiled that there are nighttime expeditions in Pikmin 4 for them.
It's a selling point.
That was one of the main selling points that they showed in the first trailer for the game. I think pretty much anything. Here's the thing: if you're really that sensitive to spoilers, you have to be very careful, like the week leading up to release, because that's when like Nintendo will start posting a ton of stuff about Zelda right before it comes out and Pikmin or whatever. But like for Final Fantasy 16. I don't think those first 5 trailers throughout the past 3 years of that game's marketing are spoilers, because it's just the marketing. And if you really don't want to see anything,
don't watch the trailers.
Don't watch trailers and probably just get off.
And don't engage with. And don't. Here's the thing. For me, it's whatever official information has been in trailers or in tweets or whatever.
That's not a spoiler.
That's the information about the game. And some people, and I had a conversation with Abram about this when Dread was coming out. I would consider certain things shown in trailer spoilers.
Oh yeah, that was Dread. I remember Dread. People were upset because they showed Kraid. Yeah, which I mean sometimes they definitely show too much, but I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I personally just don't really care. To be honest,
I feel comfortable talking about anything that has been shown in trailers, because that's the only way to really communicate about a game before it's released and before we have our hands on it. You want to know everything about it, so you are giving a informed perspective about how you think it'll do, how you think it's different from other games, how you predict you will feel about it, or how you're feeling about it in that moment. Informing yourself about something through the information they've provided. I think that is a natural and personally very important element of the hype cycle of a game. And so I am very in tune with trailers and news on games and listening to conversations about it. I'm like, yeah, it's the stuff about the game that the marketing team feels comfortable sharing. Like, they're not, and Godspeed to people like Naughty Dog making fake elements of trailers to conceal spoilers, because that worked out for them in the end. But most teams don't do that, and they're gonna show Kraid because there's a cool boss fight and it's fucking whatever. But I'm not super sensitive to spoilers, and when I care, I just don't engage. Like, I don't hide, but I just don't engage.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. All right, final question from Bempai.
Oh, classic iconic Bempai. Guy.
Classic Bempai. What is a media franchise, games, movies, etc. that you'd love to see a Dynasty Warriors spinoff of? Personally, I think Power Rangers would be perfect. And we've talked about this before as well. What Nintendo IP we'd like to see? My answer is definitely Xenoblade. But beyond that, I'm curious if you had any ideas for what would make a good Warriors game. Maybe specifically like a movie or like Power Rangers.
Yeah. Did you have an idea for this?
I'm not sure. Like I said, for Nintendo, it's definitely Xenoblade, and I do think it'll happen. I'm trying to think like.
Pokemon. I think I might have mentioned this when we talked about Nintendo properties.
Yeah, definitely Pokemon. I mean, the Nintendo ones are easy. I'm trying to think of like more.
Yeah, let me open up a little boxed.
I mean, they could do like a Marvel Warriors game.
Sure, that would work. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Or Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars one would be awesome.
Talking about fucking too many of those games.
Yeah,
make an entire Warriors franchise.
Ooh, you know what they could do? Spider-Verse one. Because it's just like clouds of fucking different spider people.
Yeah, they could.
And you suit up as Ghost Spider or Miles or fucking Ben O'Reilly or whatever.
Here's my philosophy. I think every media property should have a Warriors game.
Oppenheimer.
I think Oppenheimer should have a Warriors game. I think Barbie should have one. I think fucking Seinfeld should have one. Friends.
Transformers would work as a Warriors game.
No, you're right. That actually would work. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I think a Dino Warriors would be awesome. Some sort. Imagine like Exo Primal Warrior.
Yeah, like Jurassic Park Warriors.
Yeah, but then who do you play as? You play as fucking
Chris Pratt.
Owen Reese. What's his name? Is that? Did I fucking pull that?
I think his name is Owen. I've never seen that movie.
Jurassic World. I spelled Jurassic wrong. I spelled it wrong. How many R's are there? Just one.
You know what a great idea is, Tucker?
Jurassic World.
This is gonna blow your
Hold
mind.
on, I just Owen Reese? Owen Grady. I'm a fucking...
Damn
Who's
it.
Owen Reese? Is that a fucking thing? Owen Reese.
I just had the best idea for the best possible Warriors game. It'll be a fresh...
Owen Reese is Owen Reese is Molecule Man in Marvel Comics. My bad.
This will be a fresh take on the Warriors genre. It'll incorporate a big $1 billion movie franchise.
Okay.
Fast and Furious Warriors. You drive through hordes of enemies.
Hordes of other cars.
Hordes of other cars. That too. Or people.
Oh!
Maybe.
What about GTA Warriors? You're just killing a bunch of fucking pedestrians and hookers and stuff. And
that's what they do anyway.
Your camera fucked off.
Yeah. I think the camera's telling us it's time to end this episode.
But Bo, you know what the real answer is?
What's that?
Pikmin Warriors.
Oh, absolutely. I think pretty much every video game, like every Nintendo IP would work.
I think that Pikmin, in its newfound popularity...
But you don't want to kill the Pikmin. That's so sad.
No, it'd be other enemies.
But who would you play as? Just a Pikmin killing thousands of bubbles? That doesn't make sense.
No, this would be very hard for poor Koei Tecmo with all their goddamn Warriors games. But this would be very different. Like, you play as a captain commanding an army of Pikmin and taking on armies of other...
Oh, that'd be sick. Like the one from 101.
Sure.
That is basically a Pikmin game if you haven't played it.
Kind of is, yeah.
Have you played it?
I played a little bit of it, yeah. I have it on my...
I need to finish that. I played like half of it and I was like, eh. That game's not that great, to be honest with you.
Mario Warriors?
Shrek Warriors. Nickelodeon All-Star Warriors.
Oh!
Game Mill.
PlayStation Warriors Battle Royale.
PlayStation Warriors All-Star Battle Royale. Xbox Warriors.
Dark Souls Warriors.
Surprised they haven't done this. Final Fantasy Warriors. How's that happen?
That's crazy.
Dragon Quest Warriors happened. Dragon Quest Heroes. Yeah, no Final Fantasy Warriors.
Did Dragon Quest Warriors, is that a game that's been localized?
Yeah, on PS4. It never got localized on Switch for some reason. Because they did that 2-pack. I have it on Switch. Right.
Yeah.
But
never mind. It's called Dragon Quest Heroes.
Yeah.
It's not called Dragon Quest Warriors. That's why I was looking for it. I've heard Heroes. But yeah.
Dragon Quest Warriors, that is definitely also
Dragon Quest Warriors would be phenomenal. I play the piss out of that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I also like the idea of doing what they've done with like Persona 5 Strikers and Age of Calamities. Like,
I was gonna say
having them be a continuation of these stories. Like,
I actually really like that. Or
I
like
would play the
alternate
shit
ending or something.
Warriors.
Yeah, because with Hyrule Warriors 1, it's just kind of like a blob of everything in the series, which is like, that's fun, and like as a template, it's fine. But and I don't even.
Isn't
like,
that also somewhat true about Fire Emblem Warriors?
Yeah, the first Fire Emblem Warriors is just emblems from all over the series coming in. And then Three Hopes is just a different telling of three houses, basically.
Yeah.
And then Age of Calamity is just
hell,
1,000 or 100 years before Breath of the Wild. And yeah, they change stuff and it's not canon or whatever. But stuff like that's fun. I like when they really hone in on one thing, like Persona 5. So if we can get like yeah, I mean, I think even like a Persona 3 or 4 Strikers would be cool.
They could do a Final Fantasy 7 Warriors.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd play that.
Here's the thing. People always say, oh, they're milking something. I embrace the squeezing of the udder.
I'm not lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
I love milk.
You don't have to buy it if you don't like it. But
I think proliferation of IP to a certain extent is good. I mean, part of the reason why Mario is so beloved is because it's able to be turned into many things. And why many franchises are as popular as they are is because they're able to be experimental and proliferate into spin-offs. I think spin-offs are incredibly important for the health of a franchise. I think I might have mentioned that last week. But I do think there's a point where it gets too much. And people don't care about the MCU anymore because you're doing too many MCU shits.
It's just because
same with Pokemon. Too many Pokemon games. But I like milk. I think milking is important to a certain degree.
Absolutely. I mean, people would definitely argue they're milking Final Fantasy VII for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
But I think they've milked it just enough, to be frank.
Oh, absolutely. Like, are people really upset that, like, well, okay, maybe like Ever Crisis and like the other mobile games, like
the First Soldier, the Battle Royale got canceled? Or actually, no.
Maybe that's a little...
I'm so sad I never played that, Tucker. I will never be able to play that game now because it's gone.
You'll never experience the full Final Fantasy VII story, Bill.
I won't.
Is there a story to that? There might be.
Probably I assume you're the first soldier. So it's like,
because soldier's a thing.
Soldier. Yeah, I would assume that's
right. Wait, I thought.
I don't fucking care.
Isn't Zach? I don't know anything about Zach.
I don't know anything about Zach. Yeah,
I just found out that Zach, Aerith was Zach's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or Tifa. Wait, it's one of them. One of them mentioned it offhandedly in Final Fantasy.
You need to finish 7 original and then play 7
I do. I know.
And then also play Crisis Core.
I'm gonna be the world's biggest fucking fan. I will play. I will play.
Have you played Kingdom Hearts? Have I asked you this before?
I have played about 15 minutes of Kingdom Hearts 1 on PS2.
I think
I didn't really like it.
You didn't really like it?
But I had zero experience with character action games at that point.
Yeah, I would say if you'll either love Kingdom Hearts or hate it. I could see you very much loving it though.
The only thing this is the only thing I say about me being Kingdom Hearts. If I ever become a Kingdom Hearts fan, you have permission to shoot me in the head. I will be the most annoying motherfucker ever.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. And I also think that's unfortunately likely with Metal Gear. Oh, yeah. I will be the most annoying Metal Gear fan you'll ever fucking met in your life. Because these things have like crazy lore and like different things. What are you doing? Dude, so many games.
October.
Dude.
October 20th, you got Mario Wonder, Naruto, and Spider-Man. Then I think it's October 24th is Metal Gear.
Oh, hold on. I've got a thing.
There's probably some other shit in there.
September?
All-Star Brawl, DreamWorks Racing.
If we're talking about September into October, I think that's really where it goes crazy for me. Because obviously Starfield at the beginning of September. And luckily nothing else is really super competing with that.
Armored Core.
But then Mortal Kombat 1, pretty cool. Oh, yeah. I'm excited for Cocoon, end of September. Detective Pikachu 2, first week. And then you're right. October is crazy. Forza Motorsport, which I'm not going to play, but I'll try a little bit of just for interest's sake. Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I probably won't play, especially not at launch, but it's it's a big release. Sonic Superstars, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, and Mario Bros. Wonder within 3 days. Come out? Alan Wake 2 is October 17th.
Why is every video game releasing that week?
I hate that.
Because wait, is that a Tuesday?
That's the leaked day for Sonic Superstars as well, Bo.
Is that a Tuesday?
No.
17th, and then 20th is Friday. That sounds right. Oh my god.
October 17th, Tuesday, Friday. Yes.
Okay, you know what? If I somehow do not end up getting my copy of Mario Wonder that Friday, at the very least, I will then absolutely be playing Sonic Superstars.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I wonder if I can beat that game in the 3 days that I did before.
Are you gonna be playing Alan Wake?
Sonic's shorter, so I'll probably prioritize.
I would say
I already pre-ordered a copy of Sonic Superstars.
I would say wait on Alan Wake because that's a game that's gonna not do very well. So just wait until it's on sale. not that Sonic won't be on sale fast either, but
Alan Wake will probably do fine. What the fuck's wrong with Alan Wake? Remedy properly budgets their games, so it doesn't.
It doesn't need to sell that well, but I don't think it'll sell as well.
And then you're right. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, October 24th. And then just a couple days later, WarioWare Move It. And then
the same day as Star Ocean, also the remake.
Star Ocean. I don't have that on my list because I don't give a fuck.
Understandable.
And also somewhere in there is Helldivers 2.
And here's what you're really forgetting, Tucker.
And Mina Hollower is also apparently this year still. I'm gonna kick you to the fucking moon, buddy.
I doubt Mina Hollower comes out this year. Maybe that'll be if it does. I remember I talked to the I can't remember his name, the lead designer at Yacht Club at PAX last year, and he was cool. Yeah, we're trying to get it for October next year. So fingers crossed it actually releases in October. But
official source, BoTalksGames.
I was just at the booth, man. He was saying, I think he was saying it to everybody. Really cool guy. Mm-hmm. But that will also be a great game this year. Dude, there's too much. That is gonna be hell.
What if you play of Mortals of
And of course, in that moment, I was like, yeah, I need to go visit my family.
That's a crazy element of your life. Because if you've done November, that's very manageable.
Yeah.
WarioWare fun with your family. Mario RPG if you're still there.
You're right.
Yeah. Hey, not too late to cancel a ticket. And get another one.
I'd have to. Nah, probably not. All right, Tucker. Let's get out of here. Immortals of Avium does look good. I was disappointed it's not a multiplayer game, though. I don't want to play a single. I wish that was multiplayer.
What? Like co-op?
No, like PvP with like magic. That would be awesome. I have absolutely zero interest in that being a single player game. I will never play.
What if I become the world's biggest Immortals of Avium fan?
I wouldn't put it past you.
God, what if I played Armored Core 6? Oh my fucking God.
I will be playing that.
I already it's so good. Oh, I haven't watched the new trailer. Oh fuck. Oh, there's so many games. Oh. But like it excites me. It excites me. This is how I felt last year about movies because there were so many great movies coming out around the same time. And like this year, I'm looking at this list and I'm like, if all these hit, I mean, obviously people have already been saying it's like 2023 is probably gonna be a legendary year for games, but like there's like some B tier, like C tier stuff that I'm like only kind of interested in, but like also looks fucking
Lies of
awesome.
P actually looks really good. I won't play Lies. I'm not gonna play Lies of P, but I watched my friend play the demo. It looked great.
I want to be the 2023 guy. Like I want to have played all these games.
2023 guy.
Yeah, because I feel like last year I was the 2022 guy for movies.
I was definitely the 2022 guy for Nintendo. Really, I'm just a Nintendo guy though. So.
Oh really? What a fucking shocker, dude! Yeah. You should fucking start a podcast.
There's a couple first-party Switch games I have not beaten, and it bothers me. I will probably never finish Advance Wars. I will probably never do that because I just didn't like it.
Which game?
Advance Wars.
Oh,
and then outside of that, Tucker, I was looking through. I haven't finished the Square Enix games they published, so Bravely Default 2 and Octopath and Triangle Strategy.
Okay, I'm not as much of a if they published it kind of guy.
I have not finished Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which I do want to get back to. And outside of that, Origami King, probably actually the biggest main Nintendo game I haven't finished on Switch.
Sure. Yeah, that's an actual one.
Other than that, I've basically played every single thing. Which is crazy.
Let me look what I'm missing. Like what do I need to prioritize? Number one is definitely Luigi Mansion 3. I really feel
that's crazy. That's crazy. I haven't played. Well, really, Tucker?
No.
You sick
fucko.
2019
was fucking busy. Also, I was starting college at that point.
You need to play Luigi's Mansion 1, you dumbass.
And I need to play Luigi's Mansion 2.
It's like a 5-hour game. It's also better than Luigi's Mansion 3, and it's significantly better than Luigi's Mansion 2.
I feel like I'm going to be a Luigi's Mansion 3 guy.
Probably. Which is upsetting. Luigi's Mansion 3 is great. I'm not trying to disparage LM3. I respect someone who thinks LM3 is better, but LM1's better.
Yeah.
Dude, my reaction people are so angry at me because it's all the kids that grew up with Dark Moon, just like, I have so much nostalgia for this game. It's the best one.
Let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. No, there's still definitely stuff that I need to take a look at. Fire Emblem Warriors. I never played any Hyrule Warriors. So I guess I don't know. Definitive Edition, I might eventually put.
They're not that long. I mean, you see like the story stuff.
I never played Kingdoms of Hyrule. I don't know if you count that.
That game's awesome. Also short, once again.
Astral Chain.
Oh, that's a good one, dude.
Daemon X Machina. Luigi's Mansion 3. Wow, 2019
I will accept you not playing Daemon X Machina if you play Armored Core 6.
Okay.
Easily.
I'll play. Wait, I have nothing against Daemon X Machina. I just haven't played it.
Yeah. Wait, let me pull up my list. I'm actually curious now.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I guess. I don't know. I have no fucking interest in that.
It's awesome.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
I will say, I played Persona 5 and Tokyo Mirage Sessions about an equal amount of time, like 20 hours. I definitely like Tokyo Mirage Sessions way more.
Sure. I like Persona 5. I don't love it, though. Origami King is one of the ones I definitely need to try, and so is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So that's 7. Monster Hunter Rise is a big hole for me.
I didn't publish that.
Finished Skyward Sword. No More Heroes 3 I never even touched.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I didn't finish Xenoblade. And then Sparks of Hope, Fire Emblem Engage.
Have you played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? They did publish that.
I did. I played a solid amount of that.
I beat that game.
I didn't play a ton of it.
I liked it.
It had Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, basically, I haven't played a lot of the ports and stuff. I haven't played Mystery Dungeon Deluxe.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
Yeah, when it comes to like cutting out ports, I think
New Pokemon Snap I never finished because I thought that game was really boring.
Yeah,
which was
disappointing. It has a really weird final like 2 levels.
It really has a weird pacing where they make you replay the same fucking level over and over. It's so bad.
Can you imagine if it was like a 5-hour game?
Yeah, it'd be one of my favorite Switch games probably. Actually, it's so annoying.
But I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. I feel pretty good about about my coverage of the Switch. There's a couple notable exceptions, most of which I already have access to. Bo, have you ever played the Stretchers?
I have not played the Stretchers.
I kind of want to play the Stretchers.
Dude, I'm looking at my OBS. For some reason, the little background scroll of like the Switch logo is gone. So I don't know how long it's been like this, but it is just black, which is fine. Oh. It's a fucking podcast. It doesn't matter, but it is funny. Yeah. It's just black. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We're still learning, guys. He got a new computer. Don't worry about it. I did play Box Boy plus Box Girl.
I also beat that. I never played I played the first one, and I never played 2 or 3. Have you played Hey Pikmin?
Yes. I have. I played it earlier this year, or last year.
Dude, this is the craziest episode of the podcast, because not only is the background not scrolling, my camera keeps turning off.
That's nuts. So it's a problem. That's a real fucking big problem.
Yeah, this is great. Stupid camera.
I'm lucky I got to play Mario 35 before it died. I never played Fire Emblem Binding Shadow Dragon. That's played fucking light.
Oh yeah, no, I mean neither.
There's some games I don't really count. Like I'm never gonna play Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. That's fine by me. I'm never gonna play Bravely Default 2, and that's okay by me. I played one of the Famicom Technical Club games.
Did you? I recently got the physical copy.
You might change. You might change. It fucking sounds terrible.
Oh, it changed?
Yeah, your mic changed.
Well, let's end this right now before I have to do anything else. Thank you all for watching this episode of the Nintendo Select Podcast. Subscribe to Backlog Banter. Subscribe here. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Let's get out of here. I don't know. Everything's falling apart, Tucker. Goodbye.
The podcast coming part of the seams. Let's go.
Goodbye.